Now we are. Now we live. What's going on, chat? We live? Y'all let me know we live. Laura, what up? Tyler, what up? Big Niche, what up? What it do? Hold on. What's going on, chat?
Started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it. I fit the description, I'm the definition. I'm what they prescribe like she seen a physician. She wanna ride cause she seen how we getting it. Big ol' booty, she my passenger princess. She like to argue, she don't like to listen. She bougie and toxic, she fine and she picky. Pretty and sedity, she get recognition. Matching nails and toes, man, she always French tip 'em. Parking lot pimpin' when we in the city. Don't ask about twine, she twerk on the engine. She eat the dick in the car cause it's tinted. She pay me attention like she get commission. Pimpin' CEO, so I give her the business. She ride on the dick like she doing some fitness. She make the dick disappear like she magician. She like to swallow, man, she love when I finish. Having motion, man, you know I got plenty. Bitches choosing cause they know that I'm winning. See some thousands, now I'm at some millions. So all my houses come with chandelier ceilings. Pillow talking, man, that shit just ain't in me. Keep it pimpin', I can't do no pretending. Jealous hearted, man, you know I ain't with it. Cuffin' hoes, I can't do no commit. No, we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it.
What we doing tonight, chat? What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap this screen, shuttle live out. Y'all all right, man? Y'all all right, chat? Double tap that screen, shuttle live out. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, y'all can hear me. Hit the like button, man. I know we a little bit early. It doesn't matter that we're early because we're here. You know what I'm saying? We're here last night. We hung out in the Discord, kicked it for a while. But today, we back on live. I went live a little bit early because I didn't want to shortchange y'all, man. I'm doing all right, Laurie. I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. I'm doing all right. Double tap this screen, shuttle live out. Let's get back in the intro mode, man. We right back in the intro mode.
I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spends a night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me. Ain't no temporary souls. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spend some night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean.
Oh man, double tap that screen, shut alive out, chat. What were you doing tonight? It's a reverb on. Chat, was I talking in reverb? Can I hear myself? Yo. Was I talking in reverb that whole time? I was talking in reverb. Double tap that screen, shut alive out. My bad, chat, if I was talking in reverb. Man, we finna get straight into it, though. We got the 49ers owner, Jed York, was reportedly arrested at the Wheat Hill mobile home community. He was trying to buy him a little ass. He was supposed to pay $140 to buy him a shot of ass in that trailer park. Also, we got Jasmine Crockett. Her interview is going viral. We're going to check out a section of that where she was talking about James Tallarico and that Ken Paxton Senate race. Also, we got Tariq Nasheed speaking about the DNC, said that they will not be hosting their convention in Atlanta. They still have a few other places that they are deciding against, but Atlanta was the last southern state, and they have ruled out Atlanta. Officer Tatum is put out a little clip talking about he got caught lying. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's going to try to clean up some shit, man. Get a little backpedaling. You saw there was me playing on live the phone and the TV, man. Listen, it was the damn reverb, I was tripping. I don't know how that button got hit. Double tap this screen, though, chat. What else do we got? We'll cover that Enes Kanter. You know, he got kicked out of the WNBA game over a T-shirt. I guess they said he was trolling. The Mo3 murder trial is going on right now. Also, we'll cover that $25 minimum wage. And we got a few other things to cover, man. We got a full episode. We're going to kick back and we're going to hang out tonight, man. Double tap that screen, shut a live out chat. If y'all had a good day, man, let me know. Rate your day 1 through 10 right now. How was y'all's day 1 through 10? This right here is a new podcast. It's, I believe, Dwayne Wade's dad, LeVar Ball, Jaylen Brown's dad, and someone else. But they're having a debate over who's the best dad. And LeVar Ball said something really interesting. He said, yeah, y'all sons have a Rings Hall of Fame, but we built a brand over here. And I want to know how y'all feel about that. Does that matter? Does it matter more that the kids got rings or that the kids built a brand, an empire, as far as family legacy? Double tap this screen. Let's get into it.
y'all need to cut it out. I mean, if y'all don't want me to be,
don't be picking. But I ain't gonna.
Y'all don't want me to be the sex symbol. Y'all can call me the Hall of Famer. I don't care which one y'all use.
You the sex symbol. They say you the sexiest dude on 2 feet.
Okay, and then
I know one thing. Mr. Tatum's son and my son is going to the Hall of Fame as well. So
hold on. Speaking on that,
y'all like the Hall of Fame. That's what y'all see. Y'all been groomed. You've been groomed about the Hall of Fame. It ain't even about the Hall of Fame. You know what it's about?
He opened the door.
You know what it's about?
He said he opened the door.
The goddamn Ball of Fame. God dang it! I got a new one. I got a new one.
Before we go to the next question, let me put this out there since y'all talking that Hall of Fame stuff, because you might go to the Hall of Fame.
I ain't going no Hall of Fame.
Your son might go to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Well, hold on.
Well, you need to
wait. Okay. I just need to find out, because I got a list of dads, like where they fall. Like it's an A-list, A+.
No, we're not going to get to that list.
We getting to the
I'm going to say this. As far as sports dads, LeVar Ball ranks top 3. I don't give a damn how you cut the cookie crumble. LeVar Ball ranks top 3 in sports dad. Deion is up there too. I understand Dwayne Wade's dad, what he's talking about. Jaylen Brown, he's a really educated man. So, of course, they're great dads. But when we're talking about legacy and shit, man, hey, cut it out, bro. LeVar Ball and Deion got this shit on lock.
List, because you got to fit in somewhere. And you ain't a Hall of Famer yet, so you think about it. And you think about it before you get there.
I ain't going to think about being a Hall of Fame. You know who designed that little group, Hall of Fame?
What about it?
You know who did that, the Hall of Fame?
Go ahead.
Yeah, a bunch of white guys.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord. Now,
That's why I said I'm in the new one. I'm in the Ball of Fame. I'm gonna start my own.
that's about the
It's better than that.
So I'm gonna give y'all.
Hey, that's what they told you, and y'all got stuck on Hall of Fame.
But I'm gonna give y'all where y'all
Yes,
at right now. Both of
Hall
y'all.
of
Stuck on
Fame.
Hall of Fame,
Stuck on
man.
the ring.
Yeah.
How many of you got that?
What rings?
In this room,
I
yeah.
can go buy one tomorrow. It'll be
Okay,
whatever I
well,
want
how
to
many
say.
of
Well,
us
you
got
gonna
that?
buy you one.
It ain't
You gonna
nobody
buy
gonna
you one
care.
because
You
your
be
damn
walking
show
around
ain't gonna
with a
earn
ring.
one.
But first of all, I ain't gonna have no rings on my fingers because I need my hands to slap folks like you. I don't need no rings.
We went to the
I know Firecracker ain't talking about no violence.
Boxing now.
I ain't violent.
We're gonna put it in perspective since all of y'all are gonna have Hall of Fame sons at some point.
Not mine.
And so since I'm the Hall of Famer,
You gonna set this
I already got him in my Ball of Fame.
Wait.
Come right through my little hallway, you see him.
since you guys all gonna make it, and I'm already there, and I'm already at the top of the list, at the A list.
That's why you
know
got
what I'm
that
saying?
cream jacket
So
on.
I'm gonna say since you got
the
one,
Hall of Fame jacket on.
wait. Since you got one and you got one, and that's all y'all got, y'all fall somewhere around C or D minus.
Hey, he got you.
Since you don't have one,
first of all,
you in an F status.
Don't take it like that.
D minus.
Don't take that. Don't take that, Jasmine. Don't take that.
On the A list, the list of dads. Now, let me show you where I'm at. I'm an A plus. I got 3 rings, right? My son got 3 rings. Of course, you got, the Olympics and all that. But what makes me A plus now that I just moved into that category is we just signed Steph Curry to Ling Ning. So now I'm an A plus dad.
Oh, Lord.
Now y'all got to catch up.
Lord.
I ain't
Now
gonna
y'all
catch
gotta
up to
catch
nothing because I'm the only one with a brand.
Now y'all got to catch up.
You got to catch
You ain't
up.
the only one.
I got a
I'm the
brand.
only one with the brand.
I got a
Triple
brand.
B's, baby. Tell me who don't know about that.
Boy.
That's not.
He said he's the only one with a brand. They saying that you're not the only one with a brand, and I'm gonna keep it all the way real. He is the only one with a brand that's recognizable. Yeah, the other guys got Nike deals. I know LaMelo has a Puma deal, but let's keep it real. We can't act like Big Baller Brand didn't have that damn moment. We not gonna act like Lonzo having the ZO2s and they was rapping and shit. Like, that was all in-house. That shit was all, that was on some Kanye shit. Like, they handled the manufacturing, the shipping, and all of that shit. So when it comes to that brand shit, LeVar Ball got it. It's not even close.
Not local, it's global.
All right, forget it.
Talk to
So,
me. I gotta be A plus now.
so give me your
I gotta
best
be A
dad
plus.
advice. Give me your best dad advice, because
All right, they getting into the dad advice. We finna move on into the next segment of the show. Which one of those dads do y'all think, man, deserves an A plus, man? If you had to rate them.
They're going to make a statement that he's, indefinitely suspended or banned from WNBA events, if not NBA and WNBA. I'm a black trans lesbian myself. $20,000 cash money for any WNBA player who can beat me one-on-one. I just think the WNBA, we're going through a reality test.
The WNBA, they have no integrity, they have no heart, they have nothing about them that stands for anything other than nonsense. Oh, man, Royce White has made waves. He made waves as a great basketball player. I didn't realize this. He led out.
And WNBA, same as the guy who was caught throwing the dildo on the court. Now, it's a very different deal, what that guy did in Enos, but they'll treat it the same because of the nature of the politics and
Hit
the
the like
controversy.
button,
In my
chat.
opinion, that statement's coming in the next couple of days. If it doesn't, I'm good with that too, but I think that's what they'll end up doing.
You mentioned to me off air, he took one step forward. You think that will be exploited?
For sure. They have these very sensitive rules and beliefs about the immutable line between spectators and athletes or participants, coaches, whoever. And on film, you can see that he did take a step forward, and they would definitely use that to say he was the aggressor or he was aggressive or he was threatening. You and I both know it's a drop in the bucket of what the real context of the situation was. I don't think he really meant to do any harm, obviously, because he could have if he really meant to, but he didn't. And you know what? And I was saying to you off the air, I think the basketball and the politics are getting a little bit conflated here. As a basketball player, I loved when the crowd would chirp me up. Like Michael Jordan, for example, if you were an opposing audience or a fan, you didn't want to chirp Mike because he would turn it to another level and prove there's a difference between what you think and say and what he's able to do on the court. So I love that element of the high intensity, hyper competitive, basketball environment. So, I didn't think what she did was particularly out of control. She has her political opinions and views. Obviously, they're diluted from my perspective, but she wanted to make her voice heard, like the commentator said at that moment, and Enos obviously has his position as well.
What point you declared for the draft? First, have you heard from anybody in the WNBA? And what point did you want people to confront?
I haven't heard from anybody yet. I hope I'll be hearing from the Lynx, because the coach and I seem to think eye to eye. We see eye to eye on black trans lesbians being included in the game. And I'm proud to potentially be the first black trans lesbian in the WNBA. But I haven't heard from them yet. I haven't heard from any of the teams. We'll see if that changes. I just think the WNBA, I think we're going through a reality test. I'll say that. I think this entire conversation is a reality test. And sure, you could wake up one day and realize there was a transgender trapped deep down inside of you, like I did 2-3 weeks ago. And we have to sort out whether or not those people should be able to participate with biological women or people assigned female at birth. And it may seem like a non-important issue, but it really is, because if you can't agree on the baseline reality of human existence, the fundamentals of human existence, how can you talk about the tax rate or foreign policy or any of these other things, right?
Why do you think, tennis has done this, the Olympics have done this, basically, saying, hey, look, you got to be a biological man to play with the men, you got to be a biological woman to participate. Why do you think the WNBA has such a hard time with this? Why haven't they been able to?
I watched the Neil deGrasse Tyson clip where he tried to break it down, saying, I don't know, man. I'll pull it up later.
Define this.
One, they're the most ideologically captured of the professional sports leagues, I think. And I think the lesbian.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I think they are the most progressive or left-leaning league, institutionally league of all the other of all the professional sports. And I think the lesbian.
Now that he's saying that, I don't think he's wrong. The WNBA might be the most left-leaning of all sports. I'm trying to think of something else. Like maybe the Olympics, or like maybe wrestling, not wrestling, but the weightlifting competition. They had some shit going on there, but yeah, WNBA got it.
The lesbian demographic
that woman
within
swimming too. What's that girl name? Riley or whatever.
The WNBA has a lot to do with that, because the lesbian demographic has a sort of explicit political worldview. And I think they're front line for the left ideology in this country. And that's why they're having a tough time coming to grips with clearly defining some of these things. But I also do think, I was thinking about this the other day, I think there may be a fear that if they go to a more strict biological testing or definition, some of the players that currently are in the league won't pass the test.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
That's a theory that a lot of people have. That's a
What's
theory
up,
that a lot of people I
What's up,
respect,
nobody?
have, including you. A couple of things. What do you think? You and Ennis have put this on the forefront. What do you think a year from now, 2 years, where do you think we end up with this in the WNBA?
I think the WNBA goes through a series of, PR, damage control attempts to, let's say, define a woman or not define a woman, if I can put it that way. I think they go through a number of attempts where they consult with lawyers and other legal people.
All right, let's get him out of here, man. He's talking a little too slow. This is the Jasmine Crockett interview that's been going viral. We're not going to watch all of it, but it is a part of it that I want y'all to see. I watched some of it this morning. Everyone hit the like button. I know I went live earlier. I'm a little off schedule, but we got to get the likes up in here. It's looking a little crazy in here right now.
The biggest paper in Houston ended up calling me a dog. So, to be clear,
she finna talk about Rico.
There was a lot, and
what's
and
up,
for
Tony?
Black people that have.
And I'm gonna say this: Jasmine Crockett in this interview She said that she's going to do stuff specifically for black people. Now, everybody was mad at Obama saying Obama did nothing for black people. Now, Jasmine Crockett is saying, and she's saying what she's going to do specifically for black people. Is Texas the place to do that? Probably not. She might be shooting herself in the foot. But I'm not mad at her for saying it. And I kind of got it. I didn't get into it, but I had a debate earlier, like a back and forth with my black conservative friend. And he was like, yeah, I don't know why she would do that. That's crazy. And I'm like, well, nigga, you complained about Obama not doing nothing for black people. And then, we kind of found the middle ground. Like, yes, her saying that will probably hurt her in Texas, but we ain't got a problem with her saying it. How can you when you will turn around and say Obama did nothing for black people specifically?
Followed my career, black people that I've represented, because I've represented historically black districts, whether it was the state level or the federal level, those black people, I'll give you an example, because I was attempting to talk to an elected official, an older black woman, who is not online like that. Like, I don't even know. I'm sure she got a Facebook, because the old people.
They be on Facebook.
They do. I'm sure she got a Facebook. Yes. But she's a current sitting elected official, not in my district, not in my area. But one day, probably about a month ago, I was trying to talk to her about a race of some sort, which I've not moved on to the general elections yet. But I was trying to talk to her about a race. And as I was trying to talk to her, she's like, don't talk to me about, and she thought I was about to talk to her about the Senate race, and she starts going off on me. Now, I know her very well. She's been elected to multiple things. She's got family members that have been elected. She was like going off. And she was angry at the thought that I was talking to her about the Senate race and the Senate nominee. And I was like, bro, I'm not even on the general yet. Yeah. Like, I'm working other stuff. Like, I'm going through these primaries because we needed California. Yeah. And now we got it. We needed Stacey to win down in the Virgin Islands so that we have our first black woman governor for sure. Yeah. This coming. Like, we needed different races. So I've been working on primaries, and she said to me, I will never forget what.
You said they just did a ban in Texas and stripped public education. It's a shit show here. Houston is in shambles. 30% down in public school enrollment. They might need to do what, is that Detroit? Which one of them schools is paying the kids $100 a week if they don't miss school? They might need to do that. I am going to lie. They're saying that they cut out the weed in Texas because the alcohol industry was losing too much money. I did see a article earlier where they're saying marijuana has overtaken alcohol and tobacco consumption.
Happened. This is so I'm like, y'all don't understand that it's the attacks on somebody that's very beloved, specifically within the community, because I've been a fighter. So like, people believe that there's, especially every headline that anybody gets of me where they're asking me, well, can he win or can this and that? I get that everybody thinks Ken Paxton is terrible, and he is. He's absolutely trash, right? At the same time, he's been elected almost for 20 years in Texas. So if you want to sit there and believe that just because he's a creep, that he somehow can't be elected, then you ain't been paying attention. Yeah. Because in Texas, he can get elected. Because he's been getting elected. You see what I'm saying? So.
And that's what I was trying to tell in the Discord yesterday. Like, yeah, Ken Paxton has a lot going on. He has the investigation or whatever it was, the damn corruption shit going on. He got the divorce going on. He got his new girlfriend and whatever around his arm. They got new houses. They looking at how they bought the house, cash and all of that. But I said, I don't think Texas cares. I don't think Texas gives a fuck. They will definitely vote for Ken Paxton ass again in the midst of all of this shit. So the Democrats need to take that shit seriously. And that's what Jasmine Crockett is saying. She said, hey, look, y'all think just because this is Ken Paxton and he's going through all of this corruption and divorce and shit, he can't win? You got it fucked up. And she's right. You got it fucked up. You think Texas won't vote for Ken Paxton? You crazy as hell.
My deal is, let's go ahead and be honest about the fact that this isn't a cakewalk. Like, y'all need to be real. And let's also look at how bad polling has been. Polling told y'all Hillary was gonna win. And y'all looked at Donald Trump and said he was trash and said he couldn't win. And what happened?
Yeah.
Trash got elected.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sugarcoat, and I would have had the same attitude if I was the nominee of this can't just be, oh.
So they're mad at Jasmine Crockett because she hasn't endorsed James Talrico. James Talrico went on the damn show and said that Jasmine Crockett endorsed him. Jasmine Crockett said, I didn't endorse him. I endorsed the ticket, but they're mad. They're saying, like, Jasmine Crockett saying that they believe she's the Negro whisperer, that she gatekeeps all of the black vote around there, and if she's not endorsing Talrico, she's hurting the Democrats in Texas. She's saying, hey, y'all said I was too radioactive. Y'all said I was too loud. Y'all said that y'all didn't want me around because it was going to push people away. Now y'all are mad at me because I'm not just coming out giving my endorsement. I don't even want to talk about the Senate race right now. It's a lot of national shit going on, and I can better off help nationally than standing right here. I mean, shit, she got a point. They did say she was radioactive. They did push her the fuck out. Now they trying to say she's the Negro whisperer, the gatekeeper.
Oh, yeah, we got a good poll. You have to get out there and work.
What up, Top
You
Cat?
said something about the money, too. You said you were watching where the money goes. Not just
Correct.
the polling, but the money.
Correct. People don't like the truth, right?
Yeah.
They don't.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the deal. Beto came really close, but Beto snuck them, right?
Because y'all got to remember, Barack Obama went right past Jasmine Crockett and endorsed Talrico. So if you think, listen, just from what we've seen over the last however long, few years from Jasmine Crockett, you think that she didn't give a fuck? Obama looked right over her ass and endorsed Talrico? You think that didn't weigh on her? She crazy as hell.
Right? Like they didn't see him coming, right? They will never chill again, especially with Donald Trump being in the White. It was a Donald Trump backlash year when Beto ran. But my deal is definitely James has a financial advantage over Ken Paxton. He has about twice as much money, okay, on hand, I think. But the reality is that the national Republicans announced that they were about to spend $100 million between North Carolina and Georgia. Mm-hmm. They're not letting the biggest Republican state go. Mm-hmm. You understand that?
So what she's saying is the Democrats need to open up that damn money. Talrico has more than twice as much money as Ken Paxton has on hand, but that's meaningless. And she's saying that it's meaningless because you can point. Why am I lagging? Shit's about to piss me off. Hold on. Why the hell am I lagging, bro? She has twice as much money on hand as Ken Paxton, but she said, Talrico does. Okay. But she's saying it doesn't matter. And the reason she's saying it doesn't matter is because of what the Republicans have done in Georgia and in, I believe she said Tennessee. They put $100 million between Georgia and Tennessee. Bro, I am damn lagging. What the hell is going on?
If Texas goes, that means they don't get the White House.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they have to have Texas and then all these other little red states, right? Mm-hmm. That is their biggest state. They're not letting that go. Mm-hmm. So the fact that they're like spending $100 million between North Carolina and Georgia, two smaller states, you think they wouldn't be spending in Texas if they were nervous, right? So, and at the same time, the National Democrats have not announced a spend in Texas. So I'm like, all right, everybody out here, like, oh yeah, it's happening. But the people on the inside have not made that. The day after Abdul won, not even 24 hours later, they had a video out for Abdul, right? Mm-hmm. And
Hey, Claire Peace, you said the two women just showed their legs for just coming as muck. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna need you to get that shit together. If you're gonna take shots at somebody, you're gonna have to get that shit together. You even spelled women wrong. That's crazy.
And but they know that we can win Michigan because that's a seat that we currently hold.
Right.
So I think do I think that it's impossible? No. But am I looking at them? Am I looking at all these different things? And I'm saying yes. Now, I have been busy around the country on so many other races that I'm unaware of the nitty gritty about what's happening on the ground because again, they got snuck by Beto, right? Yeah. Beto was creating his own. The rest of them weren't looking at him either, right? But he almost got them, but he was doing things on the ground. So I can't assess that as I'm traveling to Michigan and Missouri and all over, right? To see, is there a groundswell that I can feel that maybe they're not aware of? Because when you in DC, you don't know what's happening.
Yeah, because you're not on the ground.
Exactly.
So when he says that he defended you, he wasn't loud enough. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think that, I know what video he's talking about. It was when I got into the race, it was, we welcome the Congresswoman to the race or whatever. The day that I got into the race, it wasn't, that's not when all this stuff popped off. And again, it's not so much about the defending, I'm a big girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The president comes for me.
Yeah.
I get people that come for me all the time. So that's not a thing for me. Mm-hmm. I think that going through the general election, some of the pushback that he's getting, it's not about whether or not I got hurt. It was about Black people specifically, wondering, will he fight for me? Because when they came for his former colleague, his friend, we didn't see it. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I get attacked relentlessly. That's nothing new. But the attacks were racial, which again, I get that all the time.
I said, did you laugh
as well, right? But I think that when trying to understand why a constituency, there are those that just want to say, well, it's Jasmine's fault. And it's because Jasmine's not out there with him side by side. Yeah, because frankly, one seat in the country, when I have the ability to influence change and seats all around the country, and frankly, Texas Democrats decided that they didn't want or need I applied for a job. I didn't get it. Most people don't apply for the job and then don't get it and then be like, but I'm gonna show up every day and I'm finna do this job anyway. That's not that the things that were said were, and this is by people that voted for him as well, said things like, well, we love her, but we're just afraid that she's going to bring MAGA out. Okay, cool. If y'all are afraid that I'm going to now jazz MAGA up and cause a problem for us, then why would you now want me out there? You know what I'm saying? It's talking out of both sides of your mouth. And in my mind, the best way that I can help the people of Texas is if I go in and I help out on these down ballot races, because typically people rely on the top of the ticket to drag people in. That's the marquee race. That's how you get people to come out. I personally don't feel like the excitement necessarily exists within the Black community, right now. I don't feel like they're excited, right? But I do have some amazing Black candidates that are running for office in some of the largest counties. So if I can introduce Black folk to them, that may excite them and get them to the polls. So I'm working backwards. But the reality is that, I don't know of anybody calling Tom Steyer and asking him, bro, you dropped $200 million in Cali, you gonna drop some money, you make it rain somewhere else, Tom? You got it, right? No one else. And so it's also just a double layer of insult, just kind of the continuous she gotta go and she gotta do, nobody can tell me what to do. I just happen to be a person that actually gives a damn. I ran because I care. And so my caring doesn't stop because I lost. But it is clear that there were areas that I was very successful in. It was big major cities. The ones that I won are the ones that I'm going back into, right? So we have Letitia Plummer, who's running to be the county judge in Harris County, the largest county in the state. I need to go help Letitia Plummer.
Yeah.
We also have Elisa Simmons, who is like an aunt to me, who I've known for a very long time, who I endorsed before I got into the race because I made a decision that I wouldn't be endorsing in the primaries, but I endorsed her before I was in the Senate race. She got 40,000 more votes than the Republican in the primary in Tarrant County. Tarrant County is our last large county not to go blue. So I'm gonna go help Elisa, who's running at the top of the ticket. And then we also have Dexter, who's down in Fort Bend, which is right outside of Harris County, who's running to be the county judge. Again, these are counties that I won.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go in, but also I have really great black candidates that maybe I need more people to like know about, and I need to give my seal of approval to. Like, not like that, but like
I know
people, but people trust that I don't like pretend, like I don't play. Like if I put somebody in front of you, like I
You
vetted
can
them.
trust what I'm
and yeah,
saying,
you can
yes.
trust that they like are really gonna look out for you.
Yeah.
So this is my way of helping, but like they want to tell me what to do. They want to tell me how to help. And I'm like, y'all are the same people that haven't been able to figure out how to win Texas in the first place. So like miss me, and I'm gonna do what I wanna do for free. In fact, I'm giving of money, raising money to be able to do it. But also these are candidates that I know and I trust and I believe in. And no matter what happens statewide, it is necessary to have people that I know will push back on people trying to harm their people, such as the governor or the federal government,
Yeah.
if for some reason we don't flip the state.
Where do things stand between the two of you now?
I mean, it's not like we were, I don't know what people thought. I mean,
He said my friends.
we worked,
and-
we worked in the house together.
Yeah.
We did. And like, but it's not like we sat on the phone. Like when I talked to you that like, and I talked about my homies.
Yeah.
That didn't include him. Like, I mean, it wasn't like that. Like, it wasn't like we were best buds. In fact, you know, in the house, if we were to describe the caucuses that we subscribe to, I actually started the Progressive Caucus in the State House. He wasn't a member of that. Like, we weren't in the same kind of, for people that understand how legislative like stuff works, like we weren't in the same caucuses. You know what I mean? I definitely was on the left flank of things. And so like, I can't think of that many people within the caucus that was like, I don't like you. Like there was nothing like that. Like we were small.
I'm trying to figure out how the hell my mic was muted and y'all was still hearing me. Am I not talking through the damn interface? Like what the hell is going on?
All but mighty. And that was that. So we know each other just like every other colleague that I served with in the State House. We all know each other, but like we've never hung out. We didn't hang out before. We probably won't be, you know what I mean? Like I think people have a perception that like, no, like I can tell you the people that like I actually hung out with. And I will be honest and tell you that I've never really been one to do a lot of hanging with other politicians.
Yeah. We talked about in the beginning. You like to hang out with people that you know, that you're comfortable with.
So I don't really like, it's not that many politicians that I actually like hang with.
Yeah.
Like it's like we go to work. And then there are those that it's like, no, you my homie. Like we can actually go, we can talk about our personal lives, we can do all those things. We've never done any of that. So it was.
You said nobody who says my homies is ever getting elected. Duh, I'm not gonna lie. I done seen some motherfuckers get elected saying more wild shit than that. Have you not heard what the fuck Trump has said? I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like Trump said some wild shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said that he needs a black vote to be able to win. Do you think he'll get the black vote to be able to win? Or
I don't think that there's any Democrat that's running right now that's not gonna get the black vote.
True.
So, you know, I feel like there's people that are trying to blame things preemptively.
I mean, it's saying that I can shoot someone. What do you say? I can shoot someone downtown Fifth Ave right now. Like, I mean, that's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
On black folk, but like, the black people are the most loyal part of the Democratic Party. He will absolutely perform better with black people than he'll perform with anybody else. But, you know, to be perfectly honest, the white vote is the concerning vote, specifically in Texas. Whether you're a black man, a white woman, or a white man running for the...
I'm trying to figure out, like, why the fuck do I keep hearing that car alarm? Like, I understand they're doing an interview, they're out there by the windows and shit, but it's like, it's a fucking car alarm just like screaming in the back of this interview. Like, do y'all not hear that shit? Like, that's why I keep pausing it and doing this shit. Like, I'm like, is somebody breaking in my shit? Like, what the fuck is going on?
The Senate, as I analyze the numbers, we only get 3 out of 10 white votes in Texas as Democrats, no matter who you are. So, you know, my theory of the case was to run up the black numbers.
Yeah.
Run up the brown.
But didn't Jasmine Crockett say the only thing she needed was the black voters? Didn't she say she really didn't need the Hispanic and the white voters? But I'm gonna be honest. I think Hispanics is the majority group in Texas now. I think the Hispanics have like 40% in Texas now.
Numbers, because 61% of the state is people of color, but when we're looking at who's not voting, a higher percentage of black and brown people aren't voting. So white people who are voting 7 out of 10 times for the Republican, they are also voting at a higher percentage than everybody else. So it's not how they tell you to run. You know, all of the consultants will tell you you've got to go spend your money trying to get Republicans to convert. And in a state like Texas, being a Republican is a part of your identity. And it's bigger than, it's not just part, it is a part of your identity. And knowing that for every dollar that I spend trying to get one of them to convert, I could have just went and hollered at black people, and 9 out of 10 times, they will go the right way.
Yeah.
Right.
She's not lying right there, but it's kind of like the old guard still trying to hang on. More and more of the younger voters, the newer voters, they're coming in this shit politically homeless. So right now, Jasmine Crockett, what she's saying isn't all the way wrong, but she's a little misguided, because yes, you need to double down on the black communities and get people who are not voting to vote. But also, you got to realize that this newer group of voters, they're coming in politically homeless. They're coming in anti-establishment all fucking ready. So are you just going to leave them on the table and let them go somewhere by default? It's a little crazy.
Right? Or, you know, really trying to solidify support within the Latino community, because the Latino community has gone back and forth about who it is that they support, Democrats or Republicans, in the various elections. So really trying to solidify with them and build coalition and get them to understand that, like, I believe that my fate is tied to yours. So, like...
And like Forsaken said, that THC ban is going to be a determining factor. That's going to be, I ain't going to say determining, a contributing factor, especially with this new group of voters. With this new group of voters, they're not drinking and they're not smoking tobacco. They're smoking bud, and they're smoking their bud out of papers and bongs and shit. Yeah, they need to get out there and do something. Let me stop.
I'm on the front lines making sure that you are not being targeted simply because of your accent or your color. That sounds familiar to the experience of black folk, right? So, you know, that was my theory. That has not been the theory of you know, his initial campaign. Their theory was that they could get white evangelical Christians, and I personally think that that's just a cover.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. They locking the bullshit kind of down. You got Oklahoma. They shutting the highways in and out of Oklahoma down. Yes, ain't really doing too much coming in and out of Oklahoma. Texas just banned weed entirely and shit. So the pressure's on. I don't know what the hell they trying to do, but I'm looking at everything play out around those states. You know, Arkansas is medical only. It's not recreational. Oklahoma's, I believe, medical only too.
For what people say, because I don't see white evangelical Christians in the definition of what I know as a Christian wanting to put a 34 count.
See, this is the difference, Kate. You said bud ain't what it used to be. Yes, the fuck it is. You just don't want to pay that price. That's the difference. See, good bud back then was just high as fuck. Now you can get some good bud that's not high as fuck. But trust me, if you go back to paying them high as fuck prices like they used to charge back then, you're going to get some shit. Trust me, you're going to get some shit. You got to remember, back in the day, Kate, shit was $150 a 7. $150 a 7. The quarter was $150 of some gas. Now, take your ass somewhere and spend $150 on a quarter today. And I promise you, you're going to get some fucking, you're going to get that shit. You're going to get that shit. So what you're trying to do is compare these $30 and $40 quarters to back in the day. Your ass wasn't paying 30 and 40 for a quarter back in the day. Not for that shit. Your ass was paying $150. Pay $150 today and you're going to get some equivalent.
Convicted felon who just happened to have a sexual assault liable finding against him into the White House, right? Like I don't see that, right? Like in my definition of Christian, or a guy that's got, you know, multiple wives and baby mamas. Like I don't see them, like, so I'm like, that's a cover.
Yeah.
Right? Like in my mind.
Is she talking about Tyrico? Who is she talking about? I don't think Tyrico gay.
Cover for what people say, because I don't see white evangelical Christians in the definition of what I know as a Christian wanting to put a 34 count convicted felon who just happened to have a sexual assault liable finding against him into the.
She talking about Trump. I thought she was talking about Tyrico because, you know, Tyrico said God is non-binary. And I don't know how that's going to go over in Texas, man. Maybe somewhere like California that would have went over. But like in Texas, to come out and say God is non-binary is crazy. I'm just going to say it. That's crazy to say in Texas.
The White House, right? Like I don't see that, right? Like in my definition of Christian, or a guy that's got, you know, multiple wives and baby mamas. Like I don't see them, like, so I'm like, that's
Steve?
a cover.
Yeah.
Right? Like
engaged.
in my mind. So I don't really place it at, like, I don't think that that's why, you know, that some of them are voting that way.
And I'll end with this, you know, your time in Congress is coming to an end.
Yeah.
Have you allowed yourself to dream about what's next, or you just focused on what's in front of you?
You know, I'm still doing the work because
I don't know, man. What's next for Jasmine? She didn't win the Senate. She's out of the cows. I think she's going to go around helping campaigns, be a damn fundraiser, and gear back up for 2028. If the Dems do win the fucking presidential race in 2028, she'll probably try to get brought on as a cabinet member or something. Man, they might have something for her ass. I'm pretty sure she's gotten a little promise here or there.
You know, I'm in until January for sure. And I'm still trying to make sure that we have a majority in the House, you know, and I specifically stayed out of Senate primary.
Steve says God is non-binary. Steve, you got to argue with somebody who want to take that argument, man. I ain't here to argue whether God is a binary or non-binary. I ain't even here for that tonight.
Because I didn't want anything to feel anything like what mine felt like as far as the lasting divisions. And, you know, for some people I can be polarizing.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want that to happen because the Senate is so delicate, the numbers are so tight. And so I didn't want to play in any of the Senate primaries, but I will be playing in some of the Senate general elections for sure, especially where there's large constituencies of African Americans. And I'll be looking at the numbers, but, you know, Mississippi comes to mind as 40% of the state is Black.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I look at where are the numbers, right? Like, where can we really make things happen? So that's for now. But I have officially decided on my talent agents. So I've got them. So I have my agency picked out. And so my agents and my lawyers, gotta make sure my ethics lawyer is involved as well as my entertainment lawyer. And so they're all about to kind of really start plowing through. That was a very difficult decision. It took a lot of time, thought, prayer to figure that part out. So, we'll see what some of the brainstorming looks like as far as the ideas that they come up with of what
would you like to do?
I really want to still be in a space to educate.
Okay.
I think that politically, I'm still a very trusted voice in politics, and we're still in very rough.
Here we go, Steve. I'm going to believe Talrico about God. He has received a Master of Arts in the Theological Studies from Austin Presbyterian Theological. Plug, what degree do you have in religious studies? None, Friars. I'm just going to be honest with you, none. I'm not here to argue with you. I mean, shit, if you and Talrico can get in a motherfucking Winnebago and go argue with a pastor about that shit. Just go argue with a pastor about that shit. I'm not here to argue. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I watch religious debates all the time. Steve and Talrico teams up against some pastors and shit. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Rough terrain. So definitely, I've been asked on the floor as well as other places if I was going to the View. And I'm like, listen, the View, their table is kind of full. That's for sure. But, Ana Navarro is there once or twice. She's in and out. So an in and out on the View would be cool. I don't really want to do anything that's a 5-day a week.
Yeah.
So I'm not, because I do still want to be able to travel the country and to help out in races and that kind of stuff. We most likely will open a political
So yeah, that's what she finna do.
firm
Travel the
of
country.
sorts where we can help to consult and help candidates.
Oh, she finna start consulting. Okay. That's the transition now, Chad. Well, she's about to get a fucking bag, bro. She's about to get it back. See, while she was in office, her income was capped. Now, I just seen the whole fucking place. She said she just got with a talent agency. She's about to be going around the country helping out with elections, and it's all gonna be a fucking funnel to this consulting agency. And she's about to make a fucking killing. Group consulting, one-on-one consulting, courses, books. She's about to run that fucking bag up. I bet when her ass get back in office, that net worth gonna look a little different. I see it already. I see the fucking funnel. Oh my God. She's about to run up a fucking bag, bro.
Candidates not just be paying out the wazoo and still losing, because some people just make their meal ticket on just doing consulting, and all they care about is the bag.
Yeah.
They don't care about the end result.
Yeah.
And that's not what I want a results-driven team.
See, now this is called framing right here. She is right. A lot of people consulting care about the bag. But you only get the bag if you can fucking deliver. You gotta care about the results. People have to be able to take the information that they gave you, receive it, process it, implement it, and it work. So of course you gotta care about the results to get to the fucking bag. It's crazy.
That we can help people out. So for sure we'll still be doing that, and I'll need flexibility.
Yeah.
But what, in my opinion, made people really be drawn to me was my litigation skills.
Okay.
So the next level is there are law firms that have been wanting to talk to me, but I wanted to get through my talent agents first because we've got to get started on the book and all that kind of stuff. So I absolutely want to do law, though. So I'll start to engage in some of those conversations about kind of how people envision me. There's basically 2 different visions that people have. So I'll start to try to figure out what fit is really going to work for me. But again, going back to my childhood and doing a lot of things, I'm going to probably be way busier now.
Because you can't just do one thing. You multitask all at the same time.
Exactly.
Will we see you in politics again?
I do not plan.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know about being a lobbyist. I don't know about doing law, but I see this shit already. She's going to be on some fucking Alex Hormuth, Myron Golden, Grant Cardone, fucking master classes and shit, consulting, how to do political campaigns from the local level to the high school. She's gonna be doing keynote speaking. All of the keynote speaking is gonna be a platform now to funnel people back into that damn consulting business, whether it's group consulting, one-on-one individual consulting, or being brought on as, a contractor to shit going on. It's the fucking money, bro. I'm just gonna be all the way honest with you, man. And shit, she's about to see some paper, bro. She's about to see some paper.
To run for the House again. Okay. That's for sure. The way that I did figure out what fit is really going to work for me, but again, going back to my childhood and doing a lot of things, I'm gonna probably be way busier now.
Because you can't just do one thing.
Yes, I'm listening to her, Friars, and all of that shit doesn't matter because she already said what the fuck matters. That law and shit, all of that shit is a fucking cover up, man. What the fuck matters is that she said she's about to be going around the country, helping out on these campaigns, and it's a consulting business. I don't got no degree in no fucking theological masterclass, but I got 11 years in experience in brand management, digital marketing, and media rollouts. I know to spot a fucking funnel when I see one. I can see a funnel from a mile of fucking way. This is a funnel.
You multitask all at the same time.
Exactly.
Will we see you in politics again?
I do not plan to run for the House again. Okay. That's for sure.
Back to law as a consultant. She's going back to law as a consultant.
The way that I describe it is just imagine graduating from like college and you go out and you start making money and then somebody's like, go back to school and you got to stop working. Yeah, no, right? So a lot of people don't.
She has this platform. She has this face. She has national recognition. Like she says, the president has called her out. She knows how to garner attention. She's not about to go live a quiet life. She has too much leverage on the floor that you can't buy. The type of leverage that she has as far as marketing, meeting, launching something like that consulting service, you can't buy that shit. Going back to live quietly in law, that's not, come on, bro, cut it out. She can have $100 million a year. And you think she finna go back to law and make a few $100,000, $200,000-$300,000, man? Cut it the fuck out.
Don't understand what we're not allowed to do, especially in looking at this administration, and they just do what they want to do. I'm not that girl. You ain't gonna throw me under the jail. So, and some.
She can be doing law, but like I said, law is just gonna be the thing. Look at the lead attorney. The lead attorney probably does law. Look at Dennis Sperling. He probably does law. But the platform is so much bigger. You have an internet personality and you're doing a consulting business. Yeah, I can do law. Law is on the side. Law is just credibility. They say I use the term appeal to authority wrong, but for lack of better terms, an appeal to authority, man. It's time to get the fucking chicken. Cut it out.
Some of this just doesn't even make sense, right? Like I discussed on one of my Breakfast Club interviews one time about the fact that I had a case that
you can want to help others and make money. See, that's where everybody gets it fucked up. People think that you can't make money while you help others. Who said that? Who made that rule up? Whoever said that you cannot help people and make money? A lot of the most successful companies in the world help people and make money. It's crazy. I know, it sounds crazy though.
It's actually still pending all these years later because civil rights cases can take way too long. And I was like, if it settles today, because I'm a member of Congress, even though I worked on it for years leading up, I couldn't get my check. That's the rules. There's nothing nefarious about it. Even if I went to trial and tried the case, I still wouldn't be able to get the money. And so I'm like, that's just crazy.
We see the opposite of that right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, it's
like, it is so extreme on what we can't get paid for. So, for
now she's sitting here talking about the money, Fries. Look at you putting your fucking foot in your mouth. Now you're wrong. Not all little money like Trump and Plug, but her very next sentence after that shit is about how she couldn't get the money. I can't write this shit, bro. I can't write this shit here. I can't write this shit.
Up. I couldn't get my check. That's the rules. There's nothing nefarious about it. Even if I went to trial and tried the case, I still wouldn't be able to get the money. And so I'm like, that's just crazy.
We see the opposite of that right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it is so extreme on what we can't get paid for. So, for me, a lot of people don't know that I'm an only child and my parents are aging. My mom and dad divorced when I was 15. So my mom has never remarried. And as I'm thinking about putting myself into the best position to be able to help my parents that are aging, I never was going to stay in Congress forever. People don't know, but I was planning for this to be my last run. Even if I had been successful in getting to the Senate, for me, it was a matter of, let's just break this up. We win, that means we start to get the national investments to really get the infrastructure that we need, because that means that the Republicans never get the White House, right? Like it was always bigger than me.
Yeah.
It was about, let's make a breakthrough, and I would have done one term. I would have been done in 6 years. And if I didn't run for the Senate.
Steve, come on, bro. Like, Steve, chill out, bro. Like, I'm not finna direct my whole show to you, Steve. Welcome back. But damn, eye doctors help people and make money. Damn, the glasses companies, fucking anything. There's thousands of companies that help people and make money. Motherfucker, no eye doctors, nobody fucking sees. Nobody selling glasses, the blind don't fucking see. Motherfuckers making contacts, they don't do that. Motherfuckers ain't gonna be able to see. Damn. That's 3 right there just on fucking sight. That's just on sight. Cut it out.
As I was going back and forth, this would have been my last run. It would have been finishing up when Trump finished, but needing to really get out and make some money to be able to feel comfortable with the fact that I have aging parents and it's just me.
Yeah. Oh, I could talk to you all day. We are just so...
All right, let's get into this Tariq Nasheed clip about the DNC ruling out Atlanta. The DNC has ruled out Atlanta.
As he calls out the Democratic Party leaders for removing Atlanta from the list of cities to host the DNC in 2028.
In a letter obtained by Fox 5, Dickens said, quote, "The DNC continues to make the wrong choices." Fox 5's Eric Perry has been on this story. He joins us live now with more on that response. Eric?
Yeah, the mayor is not holding back. He is accusing the DNC of not paying attention and abandoning not just the South, but he says black voters as well. He says that the DNC doesn't care about Georgia in the past, the present, or the future. The smiles from this April press conference are all but gone as Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens learns Atlanta did not make the final 3 for cities to host the Democratic National Convention. In a letter obtained by Fox 5, Dickens addresses Atlanta, the South, and all Democrats, saying the DNC continues to make the wrong choices. He goes on to say this decision could not have been based on Atlanta's ability to host major events. He's citing the successful World Cup and State Farm being a successful arena in the country.
Now, family, first thing I want to talk about before we get calls, we'll get calls shortly, and remember to get in the request queue and then raise your hand if you want to get on. If you want to get your call on and talk live, raise your hand. And Atlanta was eliminated from consideration to host that 2028 Democrat National Convention. So he's ticked off. Oh, he was like, oh, why are y'all abandoning the black voters? He was kind of upset about it. Where are my Atlanta people? Where are my Atlanta people? Now, the DNC, they narrowed their finalists down to Boston, Denver, and Philadelphia.
So what do y'all think the DNC is going to end up having in their convention? Boston, Philadelphia, or what else did they say?
So their finalists down to Boston, Denver, and Philadelphia. So now there is no southern city remaining in the contention. And the DNC, they didn't explain why. They didn't say why Atlanta was cut. And Dickens basically said the decision, it sends a very bad political message. And he wrote an open letter to the DNC chairman, Ken Martin. He accused the DNC leadership of retreating into political safe spaces instead of fighting for voters in competitive territory. He said the party leaders were abandoning Atlanta and abandoning the South and once again abandoning black voters. And his argument was that Georgia and Atlanta, they repeatedly demonstrated their importance to the Democratic Party because Georgia became a presidential battleground, and a lot of the black voters in Metro Atlanta, were just critical to a lot of Democratic victories. And he said that them not even putting Atlanta on the final short list, the DNC,
That's what I'm saying. They didn't even make this shit look good, bro. Like, how did Atlanta not make it as a finalist? Are they trying to say, oh, because the World Cup or whatever was just over there and shit and we can spread out resources? But that shit is crazy, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Even if they didn't end up choosing Atlanta in the end, but for Atlanta, not for no Southern state to not make it as a finalist is crazy. I'm just going to be honest. That's crazy.
effectively signaling that it doesn't consider Atlanta or Georgia important to the party's past, present, or future. So he had a lot to say.
They could have brought this shit to Little Rock
about him. And
they could have took that shit to Birmingham. Man, what? No, I'm just playing. They don't got the infrastructure in Little Rock or Birmingham. But on some real shit, Atlanta got Mercedes-Benz Stadium and all of that. Like, what else do they got around there? They got, they could have took it to Memphis. I'm just gonna be honest. Memphis got the, what's that, FedEx Arena and shit?
He directly challenged DNC Chairman Ken Martin's previous rhetoric about Democrats needing to compete in the South. And Dickens basically said, how can you keep saying that the road back to the White House runs through the South while simultaneously refusing to put your biggest political convention anywhere in the South? So he also argued that Atlanta clearly has the infrastructure to handle the convention. The city has the world's busiest airport, tens of thousands of hotel rooms, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, major
airports. Okay, that rules out Memphis. Memphis got a little bitty airport. Atlanta does have the airport. I don't know. Denver has the world's largest airport. Well, it was at one point. I don't know if that still holds true. But Denver, their airport for sure can handle it. Philly, and I'm sure Philly can handle it. But who was the other one? Baltimore.
Your convention infrastructure. They got experience in hosting massive national and international events like the Olympics and the World Cup and all that stuff. So they said Atlanta officials even authorized up to $36 million in hotel tax revenue to help financially support the convention bid. And they were like, nah, we good. So you know what it is to me, and this is my conjecture. I think the Democrats don't want
Atlanta was going to subsidize 32 million of it. How much of the other, whose bid was higher than that? Somebody had to outbid them. They were going to subsidize 32 million. That ain't no little chunk of change for one convention.
So, you know, events like the Olympics and the World Cup and all that stuff.
Y'all know that's why 50 Cent left. That's why 50 Cent left Shreveport, because they wouldn't give them subsidies. That's what Earn Your Leisure was complaining to Atlanta about with their shit. They were saying they wouldn't subsidize anything. But they're saying they were going to give 32 million up. Oh, shit.
So they said Atlanta officials even authorized up to $36 million in hotel tax revenue to help financially support the convention
36.
bid. And they were like, nah, we good.
That's security, that's police, that's all of that. That 36 million was going to handle all of it for the convention. I wonder what Denver and them offered. What the fuck could Denver offer?
So, you know what it is to me, and this is my conjecture. I think the Democrats don't want to be perpetually dependent on the black vote. You know what I'm saying? For a long time, black people, we've been the most dependable voting bloc for the DNC coalition. But that creates a political problem for the Democrat Party. The more dependent the party becomes on black voters, the more leverage black voters potentially have. Now we're starting to say, hey, I'm gonna need to hold something. You see? See, sooner or later, people are gonna be like,
all right, chat.
First time I got it.
That's what he had going on. Now here goes Officer Tatum responding to the psychotherapist. Elliot, I forgot his last name. Elliot Connie, I believe. So we're gonna get into that. I just wanted y'all to know that they took out Atlanta, so we do got the short list for the DNC. It's gonna be Boston, Baltimore, or Denver, Colorado. I think they'll probably go to Denver. I'm just gonna be honest. I think they might go to Denver.
Interaction with a police officer. I was 8. I got arrested for smoking weed in a vacant house with my cousins. And
as an 8-year-old?
8-year-old, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you talk about everybody's fucking parenting, bro. This nigga talks about everybody's parenting, bro. But you was smoking weed at 8. Who the fuck was watching y'all? Who was watching y'all, bro? Like, how? Like, nigga, at 8, bro. At 8, you smoking weed at 8. Like, I mean, I mean, chat, do I have to say it? Do I have to say it? At 8.
I stopped smoking weed when I was 8, actually.
He stopped smoking weed when he, excuse the fuck out of me. He stopped smoking weed when he was 8 in the trap house, in an abandoned house. Y'all know what we call abandoned houses where I'm from? And motherfuckers go to smoke in crack houses, bandos, traps. So you were smoking for 2 or 3 years up until you were 8 in the fucking crack house. And you talking about somebody else parenting, nigga? Now, listen, Chad. Chad. I've done my fair share of bullshit growing up. But at 8 years old, nigga, I was playing Little League baseball and shit. I was playing Boys and Girls Club basketball, nigga. I wasn't getting high. Nigga, between 6 and 8, nigga, I was still eating Lunchables and shit. The fuck do you mean getting high? What? Bro, I remember being 5 and getting a Blue's Clues cake, nigga. Like what? I had a race car. Nigga, I was still getting race car birthday cakes and shit. What the fuck I look like smoking weed? Cut it out, bro.
But
what are your, whoa. When did you start?
Probably around when I was 6, 7.
So we're brand
6 or 7, Chad. I promise to God, I was still having little birthday parties in the backyard with the neighbors' kids and shit, man. We were still drinking Kool-Aid out of the cup, bro. Like, we couldn't even go in the street yet. What the fuck do you mean you're in a crack house smoking weed, nigga? A first grader? You just now figured out how to color in the lines, nigga. You just now started coloring in the lines and shit. The fuck you mean you in a crack house getting high?
Tatum say he was arrested at the age of 8 and then spent some time in a facility. That is false. That could not have happened.
These fake black people that don't understand and didn't grow up like I grew up.
Exactly, Steve. That's what I'm saying. He's talking about everybody's parenting except how the fuck he got parented, nigga. Like, damn. I'm just saying, Chad. That's all I'm saying, bro. Nobody's perfect, but it's like, this nigga talks about everybody as horrible parents. He said the baby was better off in heaven than growing up with that woman as a parent. You remember the lady that they said the baby got shot? She was trying to show her, like, hey, we got a baby in here. and the baby got shot, right? He said the baby was better off in heaven than being raised by that woman. And I'm sitting here like, well, nigga, you were 6 years old in a crack house smoking weed. Chat, what were y'all doing at 6 years old? What were y'all doing at 6 years old? I'm just gonna ask. Anybody else was partaking at 6 years old? Man, I wasn't. I'm just gonna be honest with you. At that 6 years old, man, I didn't even know what the fuck weed was. I swear to God, I didn't even know what weed was at 6 years old. I used to smell it and think it was incense. Legos and shit. Yes, nigga, I was still playing with Legos and shit. Man, I thought weed was incense. I always, when I smelled it, I thought it was incense. I didn't know it was weed. Because they used to always light incense to cover up the weed smoke. Like, what the fuck you mean? Nah, I wasn't pissing in the bed, XX. At 6 years old, I wasn't pissing in the bed now. I wasn't doing that. I wasn't pissing in the bed.
That's why they don't understand me. They think we making up stuff. We've had people try it, review it, and the feedback has been absolutely, which he has no research and done no work. But one thing I do not accept is people lying about me. Talk about me and do things like this because I make them famous, and I get it. I get it. You know, please drink responsibly. All right, last thing before I got to get up out of here is that this guy, Elliot Connie, you know, they love to talk about me and do things like this because I make them famous, and I get it. I get it. You know, I make these people famous. I'm their biggest draw on their channels. But one thing I do not accept is people lying about me. And so this guy.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Officer Tatum does have his crowd, but it's like, nigga, you say this shit, bro. Like, we didn't say that. Nigga, you told us you was crippin'. You told us what hood you was from. Nigga, you told us you was smoking weed in the trap house at 6 and 8 years old. I'm just saying, nigga, you told us that, nigga. We didn't go searching for that. We didn't look for that shit, nigga. You told us that, nigga. You wanted us to know it. You wanted us to know that you was crippin' and you was from such and such hood back in the day, and you wanted us to know that between 6 and 8 years old, you was getting high with your cousin them in the trap.
I'm going to play the clip. I wrote about this in my book. So what the accusation that he's making against me, which he has no research and done no work to figure out if this is true or not, he accused me of lying about me getting arrested when I was 8 years old and when we were smoking weed with my cousin them in the vacant house. Listen to what he said. Not only is he claiming that I lied on his show, he's claiming I lied in my book because I wrote this in my book too. Roll the clip.
When former Officer Brandon Tatum was on my show, he made a wild claim about his own marijuana use. Watch this video and then stick around because I'm going to talk to you about the truth behind this claim.
The truth.
When I was smoking weed with my cousin them at 9 years old, that remind me of that. Y'all remember that Boondocks episode with, what's the little kid named Lamilton? I'm about to go do hood rap shit with my friends. Oh my God. Big Niche comes through with the first super chat of the night. Double tap the screen, chat. Everyone hit the like button for me, man. Thank you, Big Niche.
The truth, y'all.
Was there a particular moment, or was it an evolution where you were just like, the Republican ideals seem to be more in line with me and who I am?
Well, it was an evolution because I grew up, and I would say when I was growing up, I was racist. I didn't really like white people like that. We never was around white people. And I had a very negative connotation. I didn't like police officers. First time I got an interaction with a police officer, I was 8. I got arrested for smoking weed in a vacant house with my cousins. And
as an 8-year-old?
8-year-old, yeah. I stopped smoking weed when I was 8, actually. But
what year? Whoa! When did you start?
Probably around when I was 6, 7, smoking weed with my cousins.
All right.
And
all right. So you stop at 8. Okay.
Because I got arrested. We went to juvenile. We didn't spend a lot of time in there, but we ended up getting arrested. Went to juvenile detention. We stayed there for the majority of the day. My daddy came in there like he was in the WWE saying he's going to kill us and everything. And that changed my life. It's a whole story around that.
Now, when former Officer Tatum said that to me, I knew at the moment that he said it that it sounded odd. But I didn't want to call him on it because I had bigger, more important things to accomplish in that conversation, so I just let it go. But what he didn't know is in the early part of my career, I was working clinically with the drug court program in Tarrant County, Texas, where he lived, where this incident he's...
You can't say that. Can he say?
referring to about being...
He's a kid at that time. Is he about to... Listen, chat, now, I don't know how this shit works, but I'm just going to assume that if Officer Tatum was 8 years old and that shit had went on, and this man is talking about I was working there at the time, I don't think he's supposed to be talking about that. I'm just going to say it.
Being arrested at 8 years old would have happened. And here's...
Oh, he's saying he don't think he could have been arrested.
Here's the truth. In the state of Texas, they do not take anyone under the age of 10 into custody or into any other facility. They just don't do it. If you are caught smoking marijuana at the age of 8, they would simply return you to your home, which time the adults in charge of you would be in a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to be all the way honest with you. In Arkansas, they are going to take you home, but they're going to get probably DHS or somebody involved, and they're going to try to send your ass to juvenile at 8 years old. I'm just going to be honest with you. They're probably going to take you home, but that's not going to be the end of that shit. Oh, them folks finna get involved, and they finna try to send your ass to juvenile.
A lot of trouble.
All right, all right, that's enough of that. So this fool said I lied. He didn't verify anything. He didn't look into it. Just because they tell you or he read somewhere on the internet that they don't take you into custody, that's on him. I was taken into custody. Let me explain to you guys quickly what happened. You guys that read my book know what happened. We were with my cousins, and this is typical of how we used to smoke weed. My daddy used to we'd go to our cousin's house during the summer or whatever, and our cousins didn't have a lot of money. So my daddy would give us a $20 bill for us to eat while we over our cousin's house so they don't have to pay for us to eat. We used to get a 20 to my cousin Kevin. Kevin used to go get weed. Now, we don't know if he was screwing us or not. He just went, I don't know how much a dime bag costs. We didn't know. We just gave him the 20 that my daddy gave us. Now, my daddy don't know this is happening. We give him the money. He go buy the weed. We take it. We come back to the house. His mom and them wasn't keeping up with them. We go to the park down the street. We roll a blunt, and we smoke weed. We were doing that at a very young age. This time, my cousin, I'm not going to say people's names. Y'all don't know these.
You already
I'm
told
going
him,
to say my cousin, Maina, all right? We stole weed from his daddy. Took it out the drawer, had some weed, so he had the weed. We got with our other cousins. It was 7 of us. 6 of us was under 17. My cousin and them found a vacant house. We get into the vacant house. We got blacks. We smoking blacks while we getting ready to roll the weed. So all of us, I remember this house like it was yesterday.
Bro, this nigga is 6 years old, bro. They're like, what, bro? Like, what, bro?
Grass was this high. We get in. We go to the back room on the left. The other rooms had needles and stuff in it, so we didn't go in those rooms. We went to the one on
needles and stuff. It's a fucking crack house, bro. I told y'all this. Y'all trying to make it seem like, nah, it's just a little shed and shit. It's needles and shit on the floor, man. Cut it out. This nigga was 6 years old in a crack house talking about some parenting and shit. Cut it out, bro.
On the left. In the room, from where I'm sitting at, window, closet, door that leads to the main area. We sitting in a circle. We smoking blacks. They rolling the weed. My cousin Benjamin said, hey, man, I hear something. And we like, quit being scary, bro. You ain't heard nothing. Nobody know we in this house. It could have been 2 minutes later, cops come in. They come through the window, and then they come through the front door. My cousin
Tony, what you mean ain't nobody smoking with a 6-year-old? He put in on there. It was his sack. He said his daddy was giving him the 20. They had to let him smoke or he was going to tell, I guess. It was his sack. I just know. I don't give a fuck what they were smoking. I don't care what it was, bro. And 6 years old, bro, he was so damn high. It didn't make no sense, bro. Whoever was smoking with him need their ass whooped, bro. They need their ass fucking whooped, bro. It's no way, bro. It's no way they smoke with a 6-year-old in a crack house, bro. They need their ass whooped.
Maynard tried to run through the closet and get in the closet, but he was too big to fit. And then my other cousin said, get your fat out the closet before they shoot you. So he gets out of the closet, they take us. The 17-year-old went to big boy jail. They put 6 of us in the cop car, 5 of us across, 1 over the top. We were all handcuffed. They drove 6 of us to a lot. They set us down. They got all our contact information. They put us 3x3 in each police car. Me, my brother, and Kevin was in one car. They take us to the substation. This is back when the seats used to flip up. So they get us out, and then they pull the seat up and claim there was some weed in the seat. And none of us could have put that weed in there. And I think they used it to scare us. But inevitably, that's what they did. They go, this is you. This y'all weed. We get into the detention center. You walk in, the bays where they take your property.
What's up, Cypher?
I was so young that I had toy cars at my property. I had a pocket full of cars and a belt. That was my property. They put us in 2 cells. My brother's in this one. I'm in the one to the right.
Now, I don't know if they put him in the cell, bro. I'm just gonna be honest. This was a different time, I guess. I don't think this nigga's that much older than me, bro. But like, I don't know, bro, about them putting you in the cell at 6 years old, bro. I don't know, man. Maybe they called your parents and your parents was like, lock his ass up. I don't know, bro. But 6 years old getting put in the cell is crazy work, bro. They would have set you on a little bench, bro. But like in the 6, crazy.
It has no door on the inside. I mean, no, you couldn't open it from the inside. We sat there. They called my dad. He shows up. He's in there. I can see steam coming out his head. He came to pick us up, took us home.
I want to know, is you still high? That's the question I got. Was you still high then? When you was in there at 6 years old and they put your ass in that cell and your daddy came in there, was you still high?
And the ride home is what changed my life because we thought we were going to get towed up because I come from an area where we get whooping.
Oh, and then y'all didn't get whooped? Y'all didn't get whooped? Six years old, smoking weed in a crack house, get caught by the police, arrested, taken to the police station, parents called to come pick you up, and no ass whooping?
But this is what I'm going to do. I'm live. I did not brief anybody. I should have. I didn't brief anybody, so I hope my mom and them answer, and I hope they don't say nothing crazy. I'm just going to ask my mom and them a simple question, live. And this tell you this fool, and I told him, I'd send him a message first. I said, you better take that down because you lying. Let me call my mama real quick. This is live. I got 3 people on my call.
Hello?
Hey, mama.
Hello? Hey.
Well, first, I got to tell you, you live on my show. So I just want to ask you a question because somebody came online and they lied about me. And I want to ask you, did this happen or not? Because they said I lied. Me and Bobby, when we were young, did we get arrested or not?
Yes. Yes.
Did we go to the detention center when they arrested us?
Yes.
Who picked me up from the detention center?
Your dad.
That's all I wanted, mama. Because some fool online said I made it up and I lied and that we had never gotten arrested for smoking.
Ask her, was you 6 years old, nigga?
Okay. And no, why did we get arrested?
Because y'all was caught in that house with Marijuana.
So that's all I wanted, Mama. These fake people don't understand, and they think I'm making it up. So I just wanted to call you and see if I'm lying or not. Huh?
No, that's true. They don't know you.
Yeah, they don't. And me and you, Mama, if me and you had an interview, the internet would blow up. They have no idea who I am and what we've been through or whatever. So anyway, love you, Mama. That's all I wanted.
Okay, love you back.
All right, bye-bye. All right, let's see if my brother answered. Can they hear this well?
BT.
What's up, big bro? Hey, I gotta warn you, you're live right now on my show.
I'm live?
Yeah, you live on my show. I called you because somebody on the internet said that I lied about something, and I want to ask you, did this happen or not?
Okay.
You good with that?
Yeah.
All right, when I was, I think I was 8 and you were 10.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what happened to us when we were 8 and 10?
I remember a lot of things.
All right, let's see. Let me give you a hint. It was 6 of us.
We was at cousin house, right? We
What's
got
up,
caught in that
Delphine?
vacant house.
Yeah. What happened, bro? Why did we? What happened? Just walk us through when we first got there. What were we in there doing?
We used to go to our cousin's house because we know our parents would leave us a little bit of money. Our cousins would get that money, buy some weed, and then we would smoke. And we were smoking in like a little car at first, and then somebody came up with the bright idea to go to the vacant house to smoke. And while we were smoking in there, police surrounded us and ended up putting us in a car and taking us to juvenile.
All right. When we got to juvenile, explain that.
Now, he said he got caught smoking when he was 8, Top Cat. He said he had been smoking already for a while before he got caught. So if he was 8 when they got caught, he said they had been smoking for a year or 2 before that.
Were we in the same room or 2 different rooms?
Honestly, I don't even really remember. All I remember
Yeah, what you remember?
All I remember was Lil Mars, because I guess he had brought all the weed. And I was like, man, I hope Daddy don't kill us. That's the only thing I was
Who picked us up?
Daddy, I think.
Yeah.
I believe. I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I was thinking like we were hoping their parents did it because Daddy was gonna kill us, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was scared for my life. I thought Daddy was gonna kill us for sure. And we was the ones that didn't get a whooping, and I think Mars ended up getting a whooping, and the belt got caught in the ceiling fan.
People don't realize. They think I'm making this up, bro. We went over their house and the ceiling fan was sitting on the pool table. And we're like, why the ceiling fan sitting on the pool table? Because when he got a whooping, his daddy, the ceiling fan, his belt got caught in the ceiling fan. He pulled the ceiling fan down. But anyway, that's all I wanted, bro. That's all I wanted, bro. I ain't even warn you. People so fake out here, bro. I just had to throw it out there.
Right, absolutely. It's funny. I wish you could see what I was doing right now.
Uh-oh. You live on my show. I hope it ain't nothing crazy.
Nah, I'm on the toilet.
I wish I'd have Skyped you in.
Right. Nah, nothing but facts. I'm trying to keep my daughter from talking, and then,
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That's funny. All right, love you, bro. I'll talk to you later.
Love you too, bro.
All right, peace. All right, last person I'm going to call is my daddy. And I told y'all my daddy don't like doing stuff like this, so he might be mad. But I'm going to call him anyway. I'm surprised everybody answered the phone.
Hey.
Daddy.
What's up?
Hey, I'm live on my show right now. Don't get mad.
Okay.
I just need you to verify something. Because
What's that?
somebody came out and said I lied about something, and I just want to verify it. I
He
think I
did
was
call
8 and
3
Bobby was
people.
10. I wrote about this in my book. Did we get detained or arrested when we were young for that vacant house thing?
Yes.
Who came to pick us up?
Had to be me.
Were you mad when you picked us up?
I was mad as hell.
But because somebody on the line said it never happened, I made it up, that in Tarrant County they wouldn't have, if something happened, they would have brought me home.
No, they took you downtown, and I picked y'all up, and I talked to the detective and told him that you guys were good kids, and I didn't know how y'all got involved in that stuff, but he let you go home to me, but y'all still had to pay for it.
And did we get a whooping?
Well, yeah.
You said yeah. No, you didn't whoop us. I mean, I thought you were gonna kill us, but
I can't remember I probably blacked out. I don't remember that.
And basically, he said, if I didn't whoop you, I should have whooped your ass here.
I was mad as hell. I didn't know that it had took place, but you know, I was upset about you.
Where were you working at the time?
I was with the fire department.
Was it the same city that we got in trouble in?
Yes, Fort Worth.
All right, Dad. That's all, man. I don't mean to put you on the spot. I just somebody was saying something on the thing, and I said he put on this platform that I lied about it, and this is how he know I lied and saying all that. So I just wanted to clear it up. I'm sorry I like didn't warn you before I called you, but.
Well, that's 100% true. I mean, there's no lie there at all. There's no exaggeration. It actually happened. I know that for a fact. I was there.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to come pick your man Bobby up.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, love you, Daddy. I'll call you back, but I appreciate your answer.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Now, we can condense that down, but Mr. Fake doctor, clinician, or whatever he claim he is, he need to stop lying about me, brother. If you had a question, he could have DM'd me. I got the DMs right here. He DM'd me. He should have said, bro, I didn't believe your story about you got arrested when you were 8 years old. He could have left it at that and said, hey, bro, do you have proof? Or like, did you really do this? Because I don't believe it. Oh, let me show you proof, bro. What do you want to see? I literally just called, and I told my staff, they were like, hey, you sure you don't want to text your mom and them before they call? What if they don't answer? I say,
see, I didn't think he was lying about smoking. I just thought he was lying. I mean, I just thought he was tripping because he talked about everybody else parenting, but that shit went on. Like, who was parenting, nigga, if you 6 years old getting high, nigga, for 2 years? And talking about y'all was smoking in a little bitty car, and then y'all moved over to the damn crack house, man. Crazy.
hey, bro, I'm going to do it live. My daddy was the only one I thought would be like, don't put me on the internet. But as you can see, didn't rehearse. This was 30 years ago. I didn't talk to my brother about this, my mama or my daddy about this in 30 years. Oh, you know, we talked before that, but we haven't talked about this in a while. I just called him sporadically on the phone. If I had my cousin Kevin, which my cousin Kevin is in prison, he getting ready to get out. But if I could talk to my cousin Kevin on the phone, I ask him what happened. My cousin Lamar's on the phone, I ask him what happened. But I don't want to call them because I got to find a number. My cousin in prison, I can't call him. He can call me, but I can't call him. And then my cousin Lamar's, we ain't talked in a while, and I don't want to just call him for that. And Benjamin was there with me too. Come on, bro. And y'all don't know none of them, so me saying their name don't matter. Anyway, I just want Connie, Mr. Fake Doctor.
Y'all think he lying, chat? All right, put lie or truth in the chat. Y'all think he lying or telling the truth, man? I think his ass was smoking at 6, and I think that shit. Why was his ass smoking at 6? That's the question. Like, nigga, at 6 years old, nigga, it's crazy.
Therapists that swear to God that I lied about me getting arrested in a vacant house at 8 years old. And it's not something I'm proud of. I only told that story because the real story is that when we were driving home, my daddy told me, I thought we were going to get towed up, but my daddy told me, if you want to, and it stuck with me for the rest of my life, if you continue to act this way, and I'm paraphrasing, you will never make it to the NBA. And at that time when I was a kid, I wanted to be like Michael Jordan. So the whole story ain't, look at me, I got arrested, look at me, I'm dead. No, it wasn't. It was what happened after that, and my dad said something to me that changed my life forever. That's the story behind it. But this fool, he don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, we grew up. Let me just say this and I'm gonna wrap, because I gotta get on a jet in a minute. Let me say this and I'm gonna wrap. This guy, these fake black people that don't understand and didn't grow up like I grew up, that's why they don't understand me. They think we making up stuff. I really had a balanced life growing up. I had good and I had bad. I tell you what, both of my parents did the best they can and they loved us and they gave us everything we have. That's why we're here today. That's why I'm as successful as I am, because of my parents. But life is life, man. Everybody in our family wasn't perfect, and we weren't perfect, but we got access to see things on both sides of the spectrum. And at the end of the day, I had great parents, and that's why y'all love me today. All right, appreciate y'all. Connie, you better take that down.
Fake black people is crazy. Now he finna threaten her with a lawsuit.
Unless you want me to sue you or something, I don't know what else to tell you.
Now he threatening her with a lawsuit. Oh, my God.
Jamal Bryant called it a lynching on Nolan Wells' 19th birthday in a church.
All right, chat. Jason Whitlock or Officer Tatum, man. Which one y'all think doesn't like being black more, man? Y'all think that they say Officer Tatum is self-hating black, man. They say Jason Whitlock is a self-hating black, man. Which one of y'all think hate themselves for being black more, man? It's crazy.
Birthday cake in the sanctuary, Ben Crump in the room, Spike Lee seated in a pew, and not one charging document on the table. The Carmelo Anthony pitch just hit a wall. Saturday, August 22nd, 2026. Judge Michael Chitty denied the motion for a new trial. 35 years. Austin Metcalf, a knife under a Frisco track tent. The jury already rejected self-defense. The judge locked the door. Then the file they hid walked into the light. Guns, knives, a 2023 text about shooting up a school, an ex who said he stalked her, talk of rage he could not control. One report has prosecutors describing a fantasy of stabbing someone and licking the blood off the blade. You cannot preach a
So somebody told me there was some video game text. Have anybody heard anything about him was referring to a video game?
Racial saint with a verdict and a rap sheet. The cameras left Frisco. They needed a death with no contradictory facts. They found Nolan Wells.
It's that fire. Grab your Bible.
Greater St. John AME, Horn Island, still unexplained. Ben Crump's own independent autopsy. Still.
Oh shit, chat, look, man. We're 14 subscribers away from 50,850, man. Can we get a quick 14 subscribers? Also, hit the like button on your way in. A lot of y'all forgot to hit the like button, man. Take the time out now to double tap the screen so you can help us get in the algorithm.
Still says undetermined cause, undetermined manner, undetermined. Bishop Erica Crawford told that room they would not speculate and they would not manufacture a story. Then they handed the microphone and the hour to Jamal Bryant. Ushers passed cards, checks to the 8th Episcopal District, memo, Nolan Wells celebration, legal expenses dressed as a birthday gift. The money is honest about the night. The sermon is not. Take a listen.
Not because he needs information, but because he wants to put it on record. What is the answer? And the Lord said to Canaan, where is Abel, your brother? That's not a rhetorical question. It is the oldest civil rights question.
Hey, Lee George just says, we don't care about Nolan Wells, sign white people. We didn't ask if you cared, Lee. I don't think one person in this bitch asked if you cared, Lee. Hey, did anybody ask if Lee cared? I mean, I didn't. I just want to know, did any of you guys ask if Lee gave a fuck? Do any of you guys care about how Lee feels? I don't. I'm just saying. I mean, just putting it out there, since we're, being honest.
It is the question this family has been asking of Jackson County. It's the same question we've been asking the Department of Justice. It's the same question we've been asking all of the judges. And the same question we're asking the young men who suddenly have amnesia. And I wanted you to notice what Cain's response is, because it's the same response we've been hearing since July 5th. Am I my brother's keeper? It's the response of every system that has been slow to investigate a black child's death. I bet you $1,000,000 to 1 if it was 5 black boys and 1 white boy on the boat. By now, there would have been an arrest, there would have been a warrant.
All right, what I am going to say is this, though, Chad. That's kind of crazy to be in the sermon, though. Like, that is kind of crazy. Like, if I was just sitting in church and my pastor got the going off about a case, I would be like, what pastor on, man? Is pastor all right, man? Like, y'all holler at pastor. Like, I'm just saying, Chad. Shit, I'd be like, what the hell, pastor on, man? We way over here.
So, a minister from Atlanta comes to Biloxi, Mississippi to talk about a child, a boy he never met.
Oh, he went to Biloxi. That's why. He wasn't at his church. Okay, it makes a little more sense now because he went down there to preach. I thought he was doing that at his home church.
And that minister takes Genesis 4, a murderer who already killed, and pinned it on a county that has not charged a soul. Cain's excuse becomes every delayed subpoena. A 1,000,000 to 1 boat hypothetical becomes evidence. That is not investigation. That is a racial bet sold as a fact. A sealed file is not a confession. A delayed subpoena is not a noose. Jamal Bryant needs the delay to sound like a cover-up because a cover-up is the only case he has.
Oh, no, Chad. I'm just not used to, like, pastors, speaking about current events and shit. Like, I'm just going to be honest. Like, maybe a couple references to, like, maybe some geopolitics, but, like, specific cases and shit, like, I don't know. That's just not some shit they do where I'm from. I'm just going to be honest. Do y'all pastors do that? Y'all pastors be, like, mixing current events and shit into the sermon? I don't know.
He asked the young men on that boat if they had amnesia. He asked Jackson County. He asked the Department of Justice. He never asked the one question that would end the show. What if this is not a murder? Mark Morrell already stacked Trayvon, Michael Brown, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd. Bryant went older. He needed a lynching. Watch.
Christine does not have 31 years. His father doesn't have 31 years. His siblings don't have 31 years. We have a moment to disrupt a cycle because the blood that absorbed in Genesis 4 is the same blood that is now stained in Mississippi. To go from Medgar Evers to Emmett Till and now to Nolan Wells, the blood stops here. We came tonight to stop a blood cycle. We are tired of all of these innocent black bodies being killed.
So I think this is a rally. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this is just like church. I think this is a rally because it said Jamal Bryant's Nolan Wells rally. So I think it is a rally. I don't think this is just like a sermon.
And since I'm here, I came under all of the authority of Calvary to say all of these lynchings have got to stop now. Black people don't lynch themselves. Y'all better stop that lie. We gotta go back to our original gangster music. Before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my
debate with some people maybe 3 days ago about the black people don't lynch themselves or hang themselves. And I was saying, niggas don't hang themselves. And the other people was like, that's crazy for you to say, you know, black people do hang themselves. And I'm like, well, I'm saying like, and then I'm like, well, you just said that mental people hang themselves. Now, like if the black people in their right mind are not gonna hang themselves, like obviously. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like the hanging themselves is crazy. I don't know what's going on.
grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
This man is sitting in a church talking about gangster rap music. Talking about he came under the authority of Calvary to smear everybody in Mississippi, everybody white, somebody he's never met. And then this Nolan Wells' parents, who clearly have no church home. That's why they're bringing in ministers from New York, Al Sharpton, ministers from Atlanta, Jamal Bryant.
Now they ain't got no church home.
Because in Mississippi, they don't have a minister that they're close to. Now, let me walk you through some. Medgar Evers was shot in a driveway. A killer, a gun, three trials. Emmett Till was tortured and dumped. A body, a trial, a crime the country could see. Nolan Wells was found after the 4th of July, drowned. And the same legal shop shouting lynching still cannot tell you how he died, whether or not he drowned. Same blood, Brian said. He needs Abel, Edward.
I'm going to be honest with you, Chad. My home church is so small, like, ain't nothing finna be able to go on in there. I'm just going to be all the way honest with you. They going to have to outsource a venue or something for some shit to go on, man. Like, I think my home church now, the membership is like maybe 20 people, honestly. Like, it was never a big church. I think the most members we had, like, at the peak was maybe like 60. It's crazy. They ain't got no home
Until to do the work a coroner would not do. This is a different kind of Jussie Smollett hoax. Smollett bought a noose and a story about MAGA in the snow. Bryant does not need a fake beating. He needs an empty file and a pulpit. The evidence they cannot manufacture, he covers with volume. Smollett needed accomplices and bleach. He needed a noose he bought. A prosecutor could put the receipt on a table. Jamal Bryant's version is clean.
You said they passed the collection plate around like 4 times. It kind of used to be like that when I was there growing up, but that was more of when the church had a little bit more numbers and shit, and they were expanding, going different places, hosting conferences and shit. It was like that. But after that pastor moved on to a different church, like he, grew in his life, it's time for him to move on. He moved on to a bigger church. The new pastor, he didn't do that shit. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. It was what it was. He worked 6 days a week, 7 days a week, 6 days a week, and it was a preacher on Sunday. Just was what it was. He wasn't sending that collection plate around. He wasn't asking to do all of the extra. He wasn't trying to go to all them extra conferences and nothing. Like, he worked 6 days a week and was a preacher on Sunday.
No fake attackers to flip, no rope in a closet, just a dead teenager and an undetermined autopsy and a preacher calling it a lynching until the whole becomes the proof. If you want the receipt and not the chant, stay in this room. Then he had the nerve to put Ben Crump in the same sentence as Thurgood Marshall. The previous generation had Marshall and Charles Hamilton Houston. Bryant said, this one gets Ben Crump sharing the same oxygen. Marshall argued cases. Brian is arguing a feeling, a gift to this generation, he called him. Unbalked, unbossed, draped on a lawyer whose independent autopsy still will not say murder. Take a listen.
Do me like the Lord. Attorney Crump asked for an independent autopsy. So we shipped the body from Mississippi to D.C. But when the body got to D.C., the coroner noticed that the throat was missing. The last thing that white supremacy, if you gonna keep making noise, great.
The story. If the phone
I can't listen to Jamal Bryant yell like that, bro, in that bad microphone.
has a map, show the map. If a structure is missing,
What's up,
put
Erica?
the report on the table and stop turning tissue into theology. Do not mock Christine. Do not mock Elmore. They asked one question, what happened to our son? Brian answered a different question. How do we make this boy useful? How do we make Christine useful? How do we make Elmore useful? Is there money in it for them? They saying we shall overcome on the way.
To Jamal Bryant, be not deceived. God is not mocked. You know, this is ridiculous. Where is the Holy Ghost in this? Where was Jesus? Where was the lifting up of the one who was supposed to draw all men unto himself? This, I can't believe I watched this on a Sunday or a Saturday, whenever it happened, but you're in the pulpit of a church. You should be preaching the gospel. That is that's the whole premise. That's what you're supposed to be doing. This is why so many people, like my daughter, won't step foot in a black church, because they're just so unserious and they aren't teaching the Bible. And we can look.
What the hell she mean? Like my daughter who won't step foot in the black church. I don't know now, Chad. Hold on, man. Hold on, Chad. I don't know, bro. That might need to be a requirement to come to the barbecue, man. Like if you can't step in the black church, I don't think you need to be at the barbecue. I'm just gonna say it, Chad. We might need a new system, a verification system, man. What you mean? What you mean you won't step foot in the black church? Like it be like a lot of things going. The funerals go on in black churches. The events go on. Like it's a lot of stuff that go. What you mean you won't step foot in the black church? What you mean?
Supposed to be doing. This is why so many people, like my daughter, won't step foot in a black church, because they're just so unserious and they aren't teaching the Bible. And we can look around our communities and see exactly what has happened with the black church and why we're in the state that we're in, because the black church has long stopped teaching the Bible, the thing that's actually supposed to change you.
See, that's crazy they do that. No, bro. See, that's the thing. The small percentage of the population, they try to label it the fucking whole, man. And that pisses me off. Yeah, you got the one pastor that be on Facebook or whatever cussing and was cussing up a storm. You got other pastors that want to wear Gucci, Louis, Prada. Niggas know I shop at Saks. You got that shit going on. But there are pastors that are just, pastors, man. They work a job and they're a pastor, or they actually do shit the right way. Like, cut it out, bro. Cut it out, man. Cut it out. Like I just said, Jen, all of this pastors preaching to current events and shit that's going on outside. Like, I'm used to announcements, praying for the sick and shut in. I'm used to the praise and worship, and then the sermon is gonna be out of the book. And it may be a personal trial and tribulation. All of this drawing from current events and shit, that shit's new to me. I don't know where the fuck they do that at. They don't do that where I'm from. I don't know.
I in my mono, I'm tying this these two things together. It's like, okay, we've milked the Carmelo Anthony thing for more than a year. We can't milk it anymore. The judge just said, hey, cut it out. There's going to be no retrial. And now everybody's embarrassed by the information that's been released about Carmelo. And to me, it's just on to the next.
Crazy. Won't step foot in a black church. They made it seem like all the black churches are just tainted. Where the hell is she going in?
And the next, I guess, is Nolan Wells, which it's almost like Crump and these guys have learned a lesson. Better a vague case with no end in sight, no way to be proven right or wrong. We can just keep this going, and then, hey, when eventually this runs out of steam, well, we were just asking questions. That's all we were doing. This almost seems like a more deceitful, a more clever op than what they had been serving us.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying is that her choosing to go to another church or choosing another home church that's right for her, that's the right move. That's the decision she made. But to say that she won't step foot in a black church, that's a completely different topic. That's a completely different story. Choosing a home church that just so happens to not be a black church and saying that you won't step foot in a black church, those are two different things, bro. Way different, vastly different.
Because I would say that I wish Mississippi would just give us a definitive statement, just tell us exactly what happened. But it really doesn't matter, Jason, because I think even if they come out and say this was a drowning, even if they say maybe the toxicology report showed he had been drinking or he had been doing drugs, we don't know. I still don't think they will buy it. They won't believe it. They'll just continue to say Mississippi is doing a cover up, they're lying, and they will just completely run with this narrative because it's making them money, it's giving them fame, it's making them popular, and you have people like Jamal Bryant who will just run with the idea that this is a lie. And I know this is the case because look at what we're dealing with Carmelo Anthony. Even before the judge denied this, people were running with the fact that he didn't deserve 35 years. And now that these new allegations have surfaced, I'm seeing people say, oh, well, that doesn't matter. He said it, but he never did it. It proves exactly why the average IQ for black people is 85. So many of the 85ers are just online talking, and they're in the pulpit preaching like Jamal Bryant.
You said a mouthful there. The part, and there were many parts because this thing went on and on and on, but they were pretty honest about passing the collection plate and demanding people give birthday gifts, whatever you want to call it, give to Nolan Wells. You can call it a birthday gift, you can call it this. And I looked and I saw how packed that church was. And I was like, I bet you on an average Sunday, they got 1/3 of that audience in that church. And that church was this is just
anytime you have a guest pastor come in like that, it's going to be a little more packed. They're going to bring their own people from their home church. Like, I want to know what kind of churches they has been going to. Now I gotta question what kind of churches you been going to, nigga. Y'all don't have guest pastors come through. When the guest pastors come through, ain't the church a little bit more packed? Don't even matter if they coming from the sister church, the church 45 minutes away, if it's a lock-in revival, like what kind of churches you been going
a financial hustle for the church. We can throw a big rally and, Spike Lee's here. And that's what the crowd was there. I guarantee most of the crowd was there. I want to look at Spike Lee. Is he going to dress the way he does on the sidelines at NBA games? most people, it was like kind of the thing to do. Hey, we're here in Biloxi. What can we do to make ourselves feel like we're fighting for black people while we celebrity gawk at Spike Lee and see what kind of suit Ben Crump has on? But I guarantee you that church is empty most Sundays, Shamika.
Yeah, and Spike Lee absolutely did look like someone's old aunt sitting up there on the front row in those bright colored socks. You know, it's gotten to a point, Jason, where across the board, death is a hustle. It is a hustle to just raise
Now, Spike Lee, you dead ass wrong for coming up in that church like
money.
that, nigga. Cut it out, Spike Lee. It ain't no way Spike Lee went off in that motherfucker like that, bro.
My cousin ran into a train. I don't think it has been quite 3 weeks yet. And all I wanted to do, because his mother, we were raised together in the same home, she's on drugs. All I wanted to do was get enough money to actually have him cremated, possibly do some sort of small memorial service. But people are starting GoFundMes or had GoFundMes asking for thousands of dollars on this young man's back. We got enough money to cremate him. I felt like that's done. That's it. We can do something very small. Now they're saying, oh, well, we should do some big cookout for the memorial service because he never had a chance to have a family cookout. And
Bro, they're so out of touch with reality, bro. Like, nigga, anytime anything happens, it's a fucking food involved, nigga. It's a cookout. The fuck are you talking about? Nigga, what's a cookout of $500-$600? Yet y'all buried them. Y'all got them in the ground and some leftover funds. Nigga, throw the barbecue, man. Y'all are coming together in his memorial. What the hell is she talking about, bro? Where are these people from? Even if y'all don't got no budget money, motherfuckers got some shit going on. Motherfuckers gonna go in their freezer, see what they got. Motherfucker bring out a deep fryer, barbecue grill, throw some coals on that motherfucker, get some bread and shit. Bring your own beer, man. What the fuck is she talking about?
I'm having to be the sense of reason here to say, y'all do understand he's dead. He's still not going to get a big cookout. Like we just love doing this. It's a hustle and it's so frustrating because so many people fall for it over and over again. I'm sure they gave big bucks in that place.
That's when you know motherfuckers is uppity, Chad. I'm just gonna say it, bro. I can't call it no other way, bro. Some motherfuckers is uppity. What do you mean budget for the damn cookout and shit? Send no motherfucking family reunion. We gonna do what it do, man. Motherfuckers got either they got something on it or they don't, nigga. It is what it is. Shit, when the food run out, it's gone, nigga. It is what it is. We still here. The music still playing. We still hanging out. It is what it fucking is. What is she talking about? What?
Emptied out their bank accounts, skip paying their light bill or their water bill just to feel as if they're participating in some black movement that's going to overcome white supremacy.
I guarantee you they're selling a lot of Nolan Wells t-shirts in Mississippi as well, because there's nothing more we like to do than to wear some t-shirt that trolls white people and makes them uncomfortable so we can then call them, what, you racist? You got a problem? And it's our whole strategy again.
Yeah, bro, they out of touch, bro. These uppity, man, come on, bro. Cut it out. Cut it out. Man, does it matter? You just lost your people and everybody is gathering, nigga. If the food is there, great. If the food is not there, nigga, let me know before I come so I can eat. Let me know before I arrive, nigga, so I can stop on the way and pick up something, nigga. I'm still coming. No Diddy, no Epstein. I'm on the way. We finna kick it. What are you talking about? Who are these people? Where are these people from? Act like this shit gotta be catered or something, man. Cut it out. They act like they ain't never heard of coming together with what the fuck you got and a little sweat equity, nigga. The fuck are you talking about?
Is what can we do to trigger white people? It's never, and triggering white people, I guess, somehow advances our cause. And I'm almost tired of even saying our.
Right.
Their cause, some individual, because I'm not a part of that. I'm waking up every day trying to do this show and trying to, advance my cause. But that does seem to be the mindset. And I know we've said this before, Shamika, that whatever we can do to anger white people is good for black people. That's a retarded logic.
It's retarded, and we're not moving forward with that mindset. How many black people lost their lives at the hands of another black person just since Nolan Wells' body washed up? I mean, nobody.
I ain't talking about shit. Let's move on, chat. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. They don't even know what the fuck going on at a cookout. They ain't know.
$25 minimum wage could eliminate 5 million U.S. jobs.
Hit the like button,
and economist warns. Now, some may say, how? How could we eliminate 5 million jobs if we go from $7.25 to $25? Don't you help people out? Isn't that a good thing that people make more money? Isn't that good? Corporate profits, all these guys are making all this money. What's wrong with taking people from $7.25 to $25 an hour? And here's what the story says. A federal $25 minimum wage mandate would destroy millions of jobs and hit booming Sunbelt states hardest, warned Rebecca Paxton, researcher director at the Conservative Employment Policies Institute, which projects over 5 million jobs lost nationwide. Progressive lawmakers want $25 floor by 2031 for large employers. And
so how do y'all feel about the $25 minimum wage? Are y'all for it or against it? $25 minimum wage. They're saying the trade-off will be 5 million jobs lost. Are y'all willing to trade $25 million? I mean, damn, I'm tripping. $25 an hour across the board for 5 million jobs lost. Are y'all willing to pay that trade-off?
Elimination of the tip credit. Some of the top states that are going to be impacted by the $25 minimum wage include Texas, Pennsylvania, Florida, Ohio, Tennessee. These states have a massive workforce. They are currently abiding by the $7.25 minimum wage rate. So a $25 minimum wage represents more than tripling the current minimum wage. More than a third of projected losses fall on a restaurant hospitality, include a $1.2 million tipped workers. One fair wage, part of the coalition pushing the floor, disagreed. We're seeing so many MAGA voters excited.
You said, what did she say is not true? A lot of that shit. What she said about the church, they act like they don't know what the fuck going on. I'm questioning what kind of churches they've been going to. What they said about the damn cookout after the cremation and shit, some bullshit too. Like, cut it the fuck out. It's either you don't want to have, it's not that y'all can't have the cookout, it's that you don't want to have your name attached to the cookout because you had your name attached to the cremation. So if the cookout isn't up to your standards, you're going to feel like it's a flop and all of that. That's personal, woman. We don't give a fuck. What the fuck is she talking about?
Excited about a $25 minimum wage.
People like that, bro. And that's the thing. I know people like that.
Said President Saru Jayarman. The group said one job should be enough to live on, called the EPI projection inconsistent with decades of minimum wage research, cited UC Berkeley economist Michael Reich, finding phased increase raises incomes with a literal effect on employment. The federal minimum wage sat at $7.25 since 2009. So, Tom, the argument would be, since 2009, that's 17 years, till today, it's $7.25. Isn't it time we raise the minimum wage? The argument on the other side, the libertarian side, is let the market decide. What does Tom say?
Here's what I say. I have 2 points on this. The first is you have to be careful about the liberals that are there. And
bro, I'm not gonna lie. If they do raise the minimum wage, that's gonna keep housing high. And I know they're worried about this housing market crashing. I wouldn't be surprised if they raise minimum wage just to keep the housing market afloat. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
The socialists, because in there you find a code, and what the code is that every job should be a living wage. I mean, remember, that's what Wang said when he came out and he ran for president. We actually had him on the podcast, Andrew, right?
Yang, not Wang. Yang with a Y. Yep.
Yang.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the
Wang?
yin.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
Yang yang.
Sorry. Insert bad joke here.
I'm glad you held back.
Yeah, I did. So they're out there talking about living wage, right? That everything needs to be a living wage. Bernie talks about it. Andrew Wang's brother, Andrew Yang, he talked about it. You know, they've all talked about it, and they're in code. So whenever they bring up minimum wage, they see that as a door to run in and to push that angle. However, the fact that it hasn't risen since a certain amount of time, you know, soon as you open the door, the reason it hasn't risen.
You say, oh, when you got CEOs making $500,000 a year, employees should make $25 an hour. I'm gonna say this: $500,000 for a CMO or a CEO, that's light. That's light. They definitely deserve $500,000. If you know what goes into that, like not even just the schooling, but just the analytical skills and the payoff in the end, if you structure everything right, $500K is fucking light. Now, when we're talking about CEOs getting a $200 million, $300 million, $78 million a year, now that we can talk about that. That's fucking crazy. But $500K, yeah, that's light work. They deserve $500K and so.
Is because the capitalists and a lot of the people in government, you know, say, listen, once you turn that and they give the government a knob to turn, what do? They turn it. And so, okay, we raise minimum wage here, and they say they're going to sweep in, and the socialist side of the Democratic Party is just going to turn that knob and take it all the way to 25 or 30 because they believe every job should be a minimum wage job. Well, you know, that's my point. My point is you can't go down that path. And as soon as you say, isn't it time to change it versus letting the market decide, you've now walked right through the door to have a negotiated discussion on the floor of Congress about it. And guess where you're going to end up? You're going to end up with all the crazies on the left pushing for the living wage as soon as you open the door and say, I'm willing to talk about it.
So John, you're in your 20s. So a lot of your friends, I'm sure when they're talking about affordability, getting married, having kids, buying a house, maybe this is a good idea. Where do you stand as a 20-something-year-old, 26, 27-year-old?
Yeah, that's right. You said raise minimum wage because they're going to get it right back. You said if everyone gets 25, these people wouldn't know how to act. They would raise housing, food, taxes, and their mothers. I'm going to be honest with you, yes. But we got to understand that the housing market, there's more sellers than buyers. The housing market is stagnant, and it's going to break. And a lot of the boomers and baby boomers are going to lose a lot of wealth when that fucking collapses. This may be a way to offset that. As everyone in here knows, we have a habit as a country of, you know, kicking the can down the road, pushing off, you know, the inevitable whenever we can. I think they may try it.
Should they raise the minimum wage to $25 an hour?
No, absolutely not. You know, I even remember this conversation during Bernie's first campaign for president when I was 16 or 17. I was taking econ in high school, and I remember thinking, okay, here we go. I'm going to learn all about why minimum wage rising is actually a good
thing. And depending on how they do it, how they price it in, like if sellers don't raise prices immediately and people switch to that 25 an hour, a lot of people's DTI is going to change. A lot of people is going to be able to, you know, afford more house. A lot of houses that have been sitting on the market for a long time are going to move quickly. They're going to change hands quickly. Now, eventually, the sellers are going to adjust the prices to, you know, be wherever the prices fall. But this is probably some shit that they're talking about in these back rooms, trying to figure out how they're going to, the timing of it.
Thing, and they taught it straight. They
What's
were like,
up,
look, we
Gino?
may be teaching you Keynesian economics, but like we still believe that, you know, when you raise the price of labor, you're going to see obviously a decrease in the jobs available because that's just like how it works. And so seeing so many young people still embrace this, even though we are taught this, it's all the other like liberal stuff you learn in public school, tells me that obviously whatever's going on with affordability is striking people so much that they're anxious enough to like ignore even what they know to be true about how like minimum wage laws affect the supply of available jobs. And I think that the Trump administration has done a decent job trying to, you know, address these affordability issues with people like J.D. Vance articulating things like, you know, home ownership, wanting to bring back jobs domestically. But insofar as there is that issue with affordability, if Democrats and socialists can like exploit that for political gain, they're obviously going to do it every time.
And they seem like they're doing it and making a lot of progress.
Yeah, they have to. You say 20K cuts are everywhere, but look at what rates are forsaken. unless you're like VA and you're capped, you got rates capped or something, bro. Rates are fucked up right now. Rates are fucked up right now. Forsaken. Let's see. Average rate today. Current mortgage rates. The fuck is it at? Why does it say 5 days ago? 6.71% on a 30-year fixed. 6.71%. Bruh, 30-year VA is 6.41%. That 20K cut is not a motherfucking thing. Nigga, 6.71%. People aren't able to afford a lot of home, but they will be able to afford a lot more if that $25 an hour minimum wage comes.
I mean, you saw a socialist yesterday win the primary or 2 days ago in Florida. Adam, your thoughts? The minimum wage, $25.
Well, if you just want to understand how minimum wage works and how math works, take the minimum wage, $25 an hour, times it by 2. That means you're making $50,000 a year. Okay? So if you want to start everybody out at $50,000, we're going to have a major problem. I know you've told the story you worked at Haagen-Dazs for $4 an hour. I worked for $10 an hour at one point. At some point, we're going to have to realize if you start everyone at 50, that means that everyone is going to be making 80, 100. So you might be saying, that's great, we're all making more money. That means everything's going to cost more. So right now, this is federal minimum wage, just to be clear, right? Right now, it's state minimum wage. I think the highest states are obviously the big blue states, California, New York, Hawaii. It's $17 an hour. But then you have states, like I think Florida is maybe 12. You have certain states, lower economic states, Mississippi, Alabama, where it's closer to the federal minimum, which is $7 an hour. If you make a federal minimum wage of $25 an hour, that means every single state is going to be basically firing employees left and right because they can't keep up. So here's the biggest challenge I have. In a time where we're basically seeing that AI is going to take over and put unemployment, which is at 4%.
The businesses who have set themselves up for to scale with that type of shit, they're talking about by 2031, 5 years, they'll be able to adjust and scale, but that's going to cause everything to go up dramatically. Especially the states that are paying like $7.25 and $11 and shit like that. Like, the companies that are built to scale will survive, especially if their numbers scale with that. But I don't know. They're just gonna have to. I don't know, bro. This shit's crazy.
Which is pretty damn good right now, historically pretty damn low. All of a sudden, AI is going to put people out of the workforce. Now businesses can't pay their employees a reasonable wage. They're going to fire everybody, and there's a major, major challenge with even talking about something like this.
Yeah, so you hear different angles with this. Some want a blanket $25 minimum wage across the board for everybody. Some are saying $25 minimum wage if you work for a big company, so not a smaller company. So then they're going to identify, because if you do it blanket across the board for all the big companies, every small company, the big companies are going to sit there and say, absolutely, raise the minimum wage to $25. Why do you say that? Because, so let's just say I'm doing $2 billion a year, and I have 80 competitors around me that are smaller than me. I'm the behemoth $2 billion. They're all under $100 million, or let's just say they're under $100 million, between $10 million to $100 million in top line revenue. They collectively do $4 billion a year, but I'm the behemoth guy that's $2 billion a year. Okay. They all of a sudden, when I go buy products, I can buy 50,000 pieces of this product and he'll sell it to me at $2. He can only buy 5,000 of those products at $6. I'm getting a better discount because I'm buying volume. No problem. So he has a bigger profit margin to be able to afford to pay higher salary. All of a sudden, he goes to $25 an hour. All the other guys that are at a lower money, minimum wage, they go out of business. I don't know what just happened. If you know what happens, these businesses, 10 to 100 million that go out of business, that revenue rolls up to who? The $2 billion company all of a sudden becomes $3.1 billion. Like, what a freaking great idea. Absolutely raise the minimum wage to $25. We love it. They want that, right? The bigger companies would love seeing something like this happen, but they don't realize they're going to hurt the small business owner. Do I think they need to raise it or not? That's a different conversation to have. By the way, when a lot of people say $7.25, only about 82,000 people got paid $7.25 an hour last year. That's it. Only 82,000 people. And guess what the average age of those 82,000 people were?
Probably teenagers.
Yeah.
Let's say
And
16.
FYI, if you're making $7.25 and you're 30 years old, you're the problem.
Correct.
Not the person paying you that. If the value you only bring to the world by the age of 30 is $7.25, what the hell?
All right, man. That's Patrick Bet David. We done with that, man. But how do y'all feel about that, man? Minimum wage, $7 an hour, yay or nay, man? Yay or nay? You don't believe that number? What y'all want to do, man? Y'all want to take a couple call in? Let's take a couple calls. All right, we got the phone number pinned, man. We're going to take a couple calls in. All right, we got the phone lines open. Minimum wage jobs are not for the family breadwinner. It's for teens' pocket change and discipline for future work and study. Well, sometimes that's all that's kind of hiring in some areas. There don't really just be a lot of hiring going on. You said you grown, my bad. What did you say? They're full of shit. People should be making over 25 an hour. You don't want to pay people while CEO getting richer. I think we need to put that company out of business and see how that feels. No damn workers. Yeah, I think they got a solution for a lot of that shit though, Brenda. I think they're gonna use AI and robotics.
Call from.
What's the word?
What's up with it, Wood?
Nah, shit, talk to me, man.
You already know, man. You already know old homeboy already capped. What he said he was 6 or 8?
6 or 8 in the trap house smoking weed.
Bro, come on, dog. Come on, bro. Like, let's just be realistically. I'm not even saying that didn't happen. If that did happen, you will still have some of that in you, bro. Like, you faking. You just trying to reel a little bit of naive people back in the game, kid. Man, we ain't hearing that, bro. Ain't no way, bro. They need to be looking at all the people that he arrested and look at their cases, bro, because he give me vibes of it, got them, you know what I'm saying, planting a little bit on a little bit. You feel me?
Right.
That's the guy you got to watch, kid. I'm talking about ain't no way, bro. The self-hate is on like Captain Planet level, boy. He's Zordon the self-hate. Goku, he's somebody, boy. He leveled up, kid. I'm talking about.
How do y'all feel about this school that's paying the kids $100 a week if they don't miss class? If they get perfect attendance, they get $100 a week.
I ain't got no problem with it. I ain't got no problem with it at all because you're sending all that money over there to the small hat. You feel me? Get them kids for something to do something. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna make their mama get up and make, hey, you better get your ass up and get me on that bus. You feel me? Your mama gonna be dropping you off early just for that honey, boy. Come on.
Mm-hmm. You said where that bread coming from? No, I guess probably the school board. Probably the school board probably has a budget allocated for it.
That's still taxpayer dollars, though.
Yeah, the school board probably has a budget allocated, so probably the taxpayers.
I'm with it, bro. At least the money go to something beneficial. You feel me? Now, whatever these jits spending on, that's whatever them jits spending on. But at least they get into class early and
Man, them little
whooping. You know
niggas
what I'm
buying 3.5s, man. We know what they buy. Them little niggas buying 3.5s.
saying? I didn't want to say it, bro. That's why I said what I said.
And
You
they buying B-Bucks.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
buying B-Bucks and 3.5s, nigga.
Yeah, you messing up my game. You talking too much, bro. You ain't gonna say it. Why I said whatever they spend it on, that's whatever they spend it on. So hey,
Niggas buying B-Bucks and 3.5s, man.
I got you.
Hey,
Straight up.
2K finna drop 2. It's right on time, boy. Them niggas finna have all type of
Yeah,
my
wow.
players, boy. They
They
finna
got
have all
2K,
type
they
of
got
my
Vice
players,
City,
boy.
2K and Vice City, boy. Oh, they get up early for that.
Oh, me.
Oh,
Hey, that's
dude.
a new my player every week. You got to think of my player costs like $120 now, bro. They getting 100 a week. That's a new 2K player every week. All they got to do is go to school.
Hey, did you hear about the quote unquote boycott or blackout of PlayStation? Like it was some big game. It was like, oh, we ain't finna play the PlayStation for like a whole week, like something such. I don't play the game like that, so I'm like, it is what it is. Nigga, I being boycotted. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know what you talking about.
Yeah, bro, I seen it today.
Oh,
I
yeah,
seen
because
some
they
game.
trying to take away the
Yep.
physical copies of the game.
Yep, that's exactly why. That's exactly
Yeah,
why.
I seen that.
No, they kind of playing with that though, real deal. But what was the fight for the CDs? What was the fight for the CDs?
Because it's harder for them to get you into that ecosystem. If niggas with the disc, it'd be a lot of old heads and older people that just play the regular story mode, the campaign. They don't care about online play. They don't care about talking to other people while they on the mic. They just want to sit down and have something to do. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
when you that makes it harder for them to get you into that ecosystem. That's a one-time purchase. You pay $60, $70 for the game. You play it offline campaign mode, and that's one time. But once they get you online, they can send you notifications for special packs and color skins and different game modes. And then you get on the mic and you meet people. Now you with your friends and the microtransactions and upgrading players and all of that shit that they need you in that online ecosystem. That's where they make most of their money in microtransactions.
They made it like that when you ain't had no choice. You feel me? Like what you going like cars don't even come with CD players no more. Cause when I said CDs, I wasn't talking about the CDs for the games. I'm talking about the real music CDs. You feel me? They stopped making cars with the CD player. You came with the what was that? The USB port.
Right. Yo,
But no, it was that. No, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, I was saying that's what it was.
You say I don't even play the game enough for that no more, bro.
Yeah,
Back in the day.
Wrath is right. You'll own nothing and be happy. That's where it's coming.
Yep, own nothing, own nothing, and be happy. That's exactly what's
How you
happening.
feel about what Jason Whitlock and that woman was saying? Talking about
I ain't
talking
even
about they
supposed
ain't
to
got
win the
no money
time,
for
bro.
no fish. Man, she talking about some they raised the GoFundMe or they was raising people had fake GoFundMes out for somebody that passed, but they raised enough money to have a cremation, right? In the memorial service. They were supposed to have some little get together, but they talking about the family was trying to have a fish fry, not a fish fry, but like a big cookout or whatever. And I'm like, that's what the fuck goes on when somebody passed.
Yeah,
It don't
it was
matter if
free
y'all,
time
and I'm
for
saying, and I'm
GoFundMe.
telling her, like, it don't matter if you got the money for it or not. Motherfuckers gonna come together. Somebody gonna
Yeah,
bring pops. Somebody gonna buy
yep,
charcoal. Somebody, and if it ain't
yep,
a lot of food, shit, you better get here while it is. And if the food gone when
yep.
you get here, it's just gone, nigga. It's still music. It's still people kicking it.
If you really own it like that, bro, if the food gone, hey, we just finna chip in some more. Is somebody gonna still cook the food, or we finna go get some more food then? You feel me?
I said
Like
it's
straight
because
up.
she uppity, and since her name was on that memorial and the cremation, she don't want the cookout to be no whatever shit. She wanted to be catered or whatever. You know how them
That's
uppity
gonna
folks
cost
be.
more money, man.
You know how them uppity folks be. We ain't got the
Yeah, that's
money
why you
for
ain't
it.
never
It
put
don't
them in
fucking
charge.
matter. It's not about look. It's about coming together. in this
Mhm.
person's name.
That's it. We gonna keep the party going regardless, no matter what it's gonna be enough food. Like if I'm on the grill, bro, and it's my job to feed everybody, and I start seeing more and more people popping up, I've already got my right hand man or my sister, somebody like, hey, go get some more chicken, or hey, go get some more. You know what I'm saying? Go get some more. I'm the nigga who cooking it. You feel me? The people be leaving that person out. The person who cooking all this food for a lot of people, bro. It ain't easy to cook for a lot of people, bro. And you ain't trying to burn nothing. You trying to have a map. Come on, man. Nah, man, hey, put Auntie Nim and all that, and then save the bread. That's what the person who is in that casket or however it go, they all thing save the bread and put it elsewhere. I'd rather you buy them kids some clothes than go all out and whoop de whoop. You know
That's
what
what I'm
I'm saying?
saying. And then it's like they just, I don't know, bro. They just act like it was a big ask for the family to have a cookout. And what I'm saying is, where I'm from, that shit is an automatic.
Right. That's how I'm from, bro. That's why you see how I'm tripping on it. That's automatic.
What? It's an automatic. It's like shit. Where we would, even if the church got to do it.
It's gonna get the dope boys gonna put the bread in, bro. It's gonna get done. It
No, I'm
don't
saying
even
like
matter.
even if they got a place, if they need a place to do it, the church will let it. You know what I'm saying? The church will let it. We can start at the church and then we'll go over to wherever. You know what I'm saying? And while people at the church eating, whoever over there is already setting up and shit,
Most churches
getting the
these
grill
days got
fired
the
up and
kitchen
shit.
and stuff. Most churches got the kitchen. They got the little what they call a fellowship hall. Most
Come
churches
on,
got
man.
them these days. You know what I'm saying? My grandma's funeral, we was at the church, and we went to the grave site, and we came back and ate right across the street from the church.
Come on
You feel
now.
me? It was enough room for everybody. We in there cutting up, cracking jokes and everything. You feel me? Like, nah, bro. And it was people. We didn't cater it. The church is woo, woo, woo. Everybody already putting their bid in. Oh, I do this, I do that, I do. Bro, how I go, how I was raised, bro. When somebody died that's close to them, you ain't even got to cook no food for about 2 weeks, bro. Everybody
Come
just
on
dropping
now.
food into your hood.
Eggs, pods and shit,
All that.
man. Come on, man. All of
They
that.
dropping on everything. Just food. You ain't even eat the food from yesterday, and there's some
Come
more
on.
food popping. Come on, that's how I was raised. But we from the South though.
That shit
It's
crazy.
different, bro. It's different. That ain't even nothing. That ain't even nothing to complain about, bro. You do what you supposed to do. All that I want to get because you don't want to put no work in. That's why you want to cater.
So, oh yeah, we also talked about that Jasmine Crockett. Tyrico said that she endorsed her, and she's saying that she endorsed the whole ticket. Basically, they pushed her out. Said that she was radioactive, basically, like she was running away voters. Now they looking mad because she want to endorse Tyrico. They saying she not a team player.
She's trying to get in where she fit in now. Cause one thing about it, she don't know how to shut the fuck up. And I get what she be standing for, but it ain't really. It's a fit scrattling thing with her. You feel me? And it almost seems personal. Like you're not thinking about the people. You're thinking about this just what I want, this what I feel, and this what I want. So anything that get you what you want, you're gonna slide with that. You're gonna slide with that. And then I don't get the fake the sister girl attitude and all that. It's cool. You can be Michelle Obama. You feel me? You can still tell that's a sister, but she ain't doing the most and going back and forth with people and all that. Like, nah, man. Like, I get what you're trying to do, but the people that you're trying to reach out, they ain't paying attention to none of that shit, bro. They ain't paying. They don't care. They don't know nothing about it, bro. Nothing about it. Get the ones, or if you're going to do that, start from the grassroots, man, and start reaching these kids younger. Because a lot of us is already gone. You feel me? And I say us because I'm part of it. You feel me? Now, I'm not saying I'm gone, but a lot of us is gone. You feel me? It's like, let them live their life. You got to catch these jits young, bro. You see what the fake lies when the dude was fake crying, talking about niggas can't read and all that. That was kind of weird. Even though I know a lot of young niggas can't read. I know that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them can't read, bro. Because y'all make not being able to read cool.
They
It's
say
starting to feel
Jasmine ain't took no APAC money. They say she went over there and took that picture. I guess that was, but they say she ain't took no money from him.
It probably didn't come from them, but it came from another subsidiary. You feel me? They got more than one. They got more than one little funnel now. You feel me? They got more than one little
Yeah,
funnel.
she went
You,
over
you,
there.
you, you said
She
you
went
wanted
over
to do
there.
it,
She went over there with a nonprofit. As part of their nonprofit.
You know what else was a nonprofit that niggas don't know about? What was that? Cars for Kids. Remember Cars for Kids, right?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be a nonprofit, right? And you know where that money was going? You ain't even probably heard about that, huh?
I know. I
You
didn't
remember
know
that
that.
commercial?
I didn't know that.
Cars for Kids.
No,
And
they
a
weren't
bit,
playing
nah,
that
man.
shit out here. They weren't playing that shit right, man.
That money was going straight up to them small hats, nigga. Now the goddamn car went to a fucking
Power
kid, bitch.
92. Power 92 wasn't playing no damn Cars for Kids commercials, man.
No, that shit was on everything, nigga. If you watch TGIF, that shit popped up. That shit was blooming for like at least 10 to 12 years, bro. The chat no ain't lying. Everybody seen
Nah,
that
I'm
shit.
just
That shit
saying where I'm at, man. I never read across that shit. You know, I don't know.
you ain't never seen that commercial before, bro. With the jits making like they playing the guitars and like they're a little bit.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, I was saying, look it up, bro. That bitch go pop right up. Cars for Kids, nigga. Everything with a K, I think. I think the car started with a K. Cars for Kids, nigga. When you see it, you can be like, oh, damn, I forgot about this.
Yeah, nah, I don't remember this shit, nigga.
Cars for Kids, boy. They ain't none of that money going to no goddamn kids, bitch. Not one kid got a
Man,
goddamn
that shit
car.
wasn't going on, man. What the fuck was y'all watching to see that, man? That shit was not going on.
It was a commercial, bro, so it came on a lot of different things.
Man, hell no.
You know what
I
I'm trying to
must
tell
have
you,
been
it's a
watching some
commercial.
other shit. I must have been watching some other shit. I don't know what y'all was watching. What channel was that coming on?
I'm talking about a couple of them, bro. That shit might have came on during the middle of wrestling, man. Nigga watching wrestling.
Man,
Cars
I
for
was
Kids.
too young, bro. I might have been watching cartoons, so shit, it didn't apply to me. I might have still been watching cartoons.
You could have been like, you ain't gonna show no Cars for Kids for no watching cartoons and shit. You ain't got no money. The minute
Yeah, I
this
might
shit
have
pop
been
up in the
watching
middle of the
some other
night.
shit. I might have been watching That's So Raven or something, nigga. I ain't
No,
heard
that
it
shit
before
pop up.
either, though. I ain't heard this shit either, man.
Nah, I ain't tripping though. Pull that bitch up so they can see.
I did, man. Listen, Laurie said she seen it.
Yeah, I ain't tripping. I ain't knowing all the ones. Oh, the money got sent up to like
I see
Delaware.
where it said the word of money.
Do you guys remember that really annoying commercial?
I ain't tripping, nigga.
Nope, not that
I
one.
know I ain't tripping. I was blown when I found out. I was
Nope,
like,
not
damn.
that one.
All this shit, nigga. I know I ain't seen no bread.
That's the one.
No
Chances
bread,
are
but
you
still,
definitely
I know
remember
some
this
people
one,
who did
and you
some bread.
definitely.
And there was a lot of cars in that bitch, like in that little spot they had. Ain't no cool lane, ain't nobody get picked up, dropped off, no daycare, but I get some cars.
Yeah, I don't remember this. I can't play it all, chat. Hold on, because they're going to copyright.
For a commercial?
Yeah.
That's great. Well, don't risk it then, brother. They can look it up on their own.
Man, listen, I'm going to tell y'all like this, man. Whoever got fooled by that shit crazy as a motherfucker, man. What the fuck is Cars for Kids? What the kids going to do?
Listen, bro.
Was
I'm
it for
from the
their
hood.
parents? Was it for the kids' parents to
That's
get a
what
car?
I was thinking. I was thinking for the parents to like, bitch, it was part of my life, bro. We ain't have no car. You feel me? My daddy rode a bicycle to work, bro. Like, if a nigga got sick at school, boy, you might be in that clinic, bitch, by 3 hours. You might as well catch the bus home. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, baby. I had times in my life we ain't had no car. So I'm like, oh, maybe they just giving it to the
Okay, I
parent.
remember the little program where they got the parents the cars and shit, but I never seen that commercial though.
No, that wasn't that though. That wasn't that. Cars for Kids was not that. The shit getting the parents the cars, that was like some Ward Dunn shit. Ward Dunn and other just like random people doing that shit. They ain't have no commercial. They were just looking out. That Cars for Kids shit, they had a whole number at the bottom and you know motherfuckers was sending bread in. It wasn't no niggas, but
Chill out,
there was
bro.
some bread in.
Man, we finna get out of here though, chat, man. I gotta work on my company, man. I'm building something really, really great in the background, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all though, man. We had a great live. It wasn't a lot of people in here, but we had a good time, man. I'm gonna go put in a few hours in my company, and we'll be back tomorrow night, chat.
Good talking to you, brother.
All right, hello.